And we're live.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I don't like that there. I can't have the stream right in front of me because it's a delay. I need to move that like over there somewhere. There we go. But the chat, oh, that's so confusing. I don't know what to do. Oh my goodness, that's
Don't have the
I think
whole,
last time.
Don't have Friday again. Not
That's
after
it.
we've started.
I've already moved. I've already put that over there, and I've put Discord with the game board in front of me. And on your pretty faces. So from left to right, we've got Q Guess Q. Say hi, Q Guess Q.
Hi, Q Guys Q.
You're up at 10:30 in the morning. How's it feel?
Ah, terrible. Don't get up this early for work.
It's just ridiculous. We have Sarge. Say hi, Sarge.
Hi, Sarge.
Sarge has been up since 6 o'clock this morning. He's a morning bear like myself. Josky, what time did you get up for the session this morning?
At 9.
But of course, for you, it's like this is like almost afternoon now, isn't it? Because you're an hour ahead.
Yeah, it's just about midday.
Yeah. We have some dice. Then we have an eagle. Eagle, how do you feel getting up this time in the morning?
Dude, I'm doing well. I mean, I've been getting up quite early because I'm having to contact stuff with babies. So yeah.
Okie dokie. And we've also got DM5, who's already been through a computer restart. I'm not sure if it's a computer restart or a brain restart. How are you feeling?
Oh, that was a video card crash. So everything goes black. It's still there.
There you go.
Yeah, if you see me disappear, that's what's happened.
There's a really weird collage on the stream thing. I never noticed you've added the Sunday Sessions DM thing. I quite like that.
Yeah, I was trying to fit everything in last sessions.
It's a little bit of a mess, isn't it? You can make it neater. I'll let you do that next time.
I don't think I can make it neater. I really don't think I can, because
it's not in your abilities.
No, it's the fact we've got 2 cameras that are separate. Quentin and Arlo have got 2 cameras that they split themselves.
I could already make it neater. I could already make it neater.
I don't think
just
you can.
have the two.
I don't think you can.
You'd have the two from the bottom underneath you, so that the 4 with the logo is at the bottom. That's. See, I mean, don't do it now.
I'm not going to do it now.
Don't touch anything.
I'm not going to.
Right, so where are we? It's the Jason Dragon Sunday Sessions, of course. We have a competition.
We do, and I think we'll find out in a second. It might actually work from Twitch now as well.
We need to get Riggs to agree or not agree that on the day of the Mixer final we're going to do the giveaway.
Oh yeah, that's a good point, because yeah, we're well over the amount now.
Oh, I just burnt my mouth on my coffee. Ooh.
Well, you don't want to jinx it, guys. We can still rule a lot of natural ones.
A lot. Yeah, I think at this point we're probably past being able to jinx it. Anyway, so yes, competition. If we get a nat 1 or a nat 20, we'll put crit win, crit fail in the channel. The bot will tell you what to do. You reply with hashtag crit win, crit fail. For each of those, at the end of the session, we'll do a roll, and if you win the roll, you get a ticket to win the pot, which is clipped at $100, despite currently being 200 and something or other.
There we go.
And then, yeah, at some point, maybe at the end of the mix-off competition, we'll draw it and give it.
Okay. Are we going to start then? Let's go. I don't see any reason to not start. Let's without further ado hit this button.
When you say this button, one thing we didn't test, you're not pushing sound to us. Therefore, to the stream.
Let me stop that button. You should see. This is the things. These are the little things, isn't it? The little things in life. It's behind my screen over there. Oh, I'm on the wrong profile. That's why. I have to switch this profile live. That can't possibly go wrong.
You're not broadcasting, so it's not too bad.
DJ's Nad Dragons, because I couldn't spell it properly, and I thought Nad sounded funnier. Am I still? Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you.
And now, can you hear the trailer coming in the background? No, is the answer to that question?
I was going to say, unless it's very quiet.
I can't hear it anymore,
okay.
Which is really annoying. But it's coming through. That's not coming through on a. That's weird. See, yeah, by the way, guys, how about this for early morning? We just fucked everything. You know what? I didn't have to change profile, right? All I actually had to do was just change one button, and I hit a button because I could. I realised now that was foolish of me. I was just doing a quick restart of my sound system. Like, that's what we do first, isn't it? Let me hit the button again, and still nothing. I don't know why it's doing. That's weird. I wonder if I switch the profile back, if that'll fix it. I'm gonna try it because then there's only one. Everything goes quiet because the mic's dropped down. Let me push the button again. Okay, that's working. So all I need to do now, if I get this right, that's my headphones. I need to do that and that, and then without further ado, we do this.
Hey!
Previously on The Heart of the Dragon Queen, we had technical issues. Right, welcome back to the Sunday sessions. What is happening in the world of might and muscle? Well, no, wait, magic and muscle.
Yes.
Our crew of young men are currently shepherding, some would say, a caravan, which features some traders and also some cultists, as the cultists are taking their massive loot that they've stolen from the areas to the south of around Greenest, and they're taking it somewhere. And they're hoping that by following the caravan or being part of the caravan and seeing where they go, they can find where this loot is going and then maybe find out where it goes after that, and then what their plans are, etc. What are the cultists doing? Who knows? They've been tasked to do this by a number of organisations at the beginning, not least of which the Lord's Alliance. There was the Hammer People, and whose name I can't remember, but also mainly the Harpers, of which one of our group joined. The lovely Ashrin joined the Harpers and is following their instructions. They came across a Harper on the trip by the name of... I've got any of my names up. And he doesn't have his name on his picture. See, that threw me. It was Carlon. Carlo. Yes, of course. That's my own name. How could I forget it? Carlo, as a Harper, joined them. Since then, the caravan's been joined by a couple of other people. Gemna Gleamsilver, who appears to be... Did you find out anything about Gemna? Because I didn't write notes if you found out anything about her. I'm sure you did, but I haven't had time.
We figured out she was Centaurum.
Thank you very much. Who is a Zentarum, and also tracking the cultists, and also a red wizard that you'd also figured out, who's also joined the caravan, whose name is... I've got a picture of him. Where's his name? Is it Asbra Joss? Asbra Joss. I don't think you knew that, actually, but there you go. That's his name. Now you know.
I've got
right.
Asbra Joss hanging out with the cultists.
Wizard of Fae. Wizard of Fae. Yeah. Okay, we can stop that now, please. Thank you very much. Enough of your nonsense. Enough of your nonsense. Right, let us have a bit of this in the background, and also some adventuring music. Good morning, everybody. So, you guys ended up, in the end of the last session, one of the cultists recognised Quent from a duel that he'd had back in Greenest with Landragosa, the big dragon-born of one of the leaders of the cult in that area. Him and a couple of his mates set up a little ambush. They stole him away in the night. And after a protracted battle, where for the first time ever, Quent went into single digits, I think, he survived. And not only that, he thrived and slaughtered all the opposition, and then just wandered back into camp and went to bed. So that's pretty much where we're at. Now, I would say that happened in the night. So Quent, I need you to roll me a d20. If you roll above a 10, you're fine. If you roll below a 10 or below, then you are... Is that a natural 20?
Yeah.
Started it. So you are fine. In fact, you know what? You beat these people up, slaughtered them, and then you went back to bed and had such a good sleep. So everyone can start the session by hitting the long rest button. Anyone who has dice they need to roll can roll their dice. If you want to get an animal out, you can get an animal out. Anything like that. You can do your morning preparations as you would whilst I set the scene. You now remember, I'm sure your characters would remember, even if you don't, that you are about 3 days out, and after the vampire-y kind of night, followed by a second night with the fight, you are now in a situation where you've probably got one more day, and then you will have a rest and then arrive the next day. So you have one more day of travel, final day of travel. Does somebody want to roll me? That's not Sarge, because he's rolling too well. Does somebody want to roll me a d20, please?
Anyone roll one? Four. That's not the best roll.
Okay.
You did say you didn't want a good roll, right?
So. Oh, right, we're down here. There we go. Final day sets off, and as everyone's waking up, you hear some shouting. A kerfuffle, some would say. And is anyone to go and investigate?
So
What are you going to do? You awaken. Oh, let me move you to the camp.
yeah, so we're at the camp.
So
we've
many screens.
heard a scuffle.
Let's do this, and let's grab you bastards, and do. Oh, that's scroll down, and you are in the caravan camp, I believe, which is here. So as you all wake up, you're coming to in your respective tents. Most of you guys are in this kind of area, so you will wake up in your tents.
Well, that was not the tent that I went to bed in.
Well, who knows what happened in the night with you and Gwen? I mean, boy. So, I mean, put yourselves in your tent. Put yourselves in the tents that you wanted to. Okay. So as you wake up in the tents, you hear a bit of a kerfuffle. What are you doing?
Well, look outside the tent and try and figure out where the kerfuffle is. Is it near the cultist area, or is it near the...
So the kerfuffle is in the cultist area. There's a lot of shouting going on at the front of the in the sort of, as people are starting to wander over here as there's some shouting going on.
Oh, okay.
Arlo will kind of roll over to look at Alfred and say, Alfred, be here and figure out what's going on outside. And quietly cast mage armor on himself.
I'll get dressed and wander out to sort of near the fire pit. So not going all the way over, just sort of keep on our side of it, but pay attention to what's going on.
You going to join him, Alfred, or are you going to stay in?
I'm gonna join. Just
I'll step outside, shake the bag, and pull out a baboon, and just go halfway to the campfire.
So you got a baboon, yeah? That's not strange at all. People are like, what the? Ooh.
I will join Gwent outside.
So you're all kind of milling around in your tent, and you can see across the way there now that there's a lot of shouting, and you'll notice that in the middle of it, the dwarf Skesh, who's good friends with Ash, is talking to a couple of the cultists. and they appear to be quite animated about something from this distance.
Hey, who's got the feet where they can lip read?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, can I lip read what they're saying?
Yes. But if you move I mean, what is the distance on that? Does it say?
It does not say.
Okay, I would say that if you sort of moved to where Ash was, you'd probably be close enough to be able to see what they were saying. And to be honest, you can probably hear quite a lot of it. And as you now, certainly where Ash is, what you now see as you get a little bit closer is a dead cultist that looks like it's, you know, it's been in some way, shape, or form. From what you can hear from the conversation, murdered. And Quent, what you notice is this isn't one of the people that attacked you. He's not been brought here. This is that was dealt with in the area that it was in. No one knows that. They're probably missing, and that's what you hear. You hear, you know, we've had people go missing, and now this is murder most foul.
Is Quent still covered in blood?
And that's what I was about to ask, right? I'll give you the option to say at this point. Would you have? Are you proudly displaying blood, Quent, or did you get Ash to give you a quick shower with prestidigitation before you came out this morning?
I'm pretty sure Ash probably pressed the digitation thingy.
Yeah, I would say you wouldn't be in the camp covered in that. That would be a little suspect. It would have been funny, but suspect.
If it wasn't, I would have done that right now.
Quick.
Yeah, there's a lot of him. It takes two of us to clean him up.
Looking across,
Man.
looking across, because there's, you know, you guys have made a name for yourself, and there's a little bit of animosity now, even though they don't know that you're onto them or what they're doing. There's definitely suspicions, and the older sort of veteran guy comes out and he goes, "It was probably one of them. They've had it out for us since we started." And he kind of storms over to you, Ash, and sort of pokes you in the chest. What weapons do you carry on you at the moment?
What have I got? I've got a crossbow and a couple of daggers.
That's all you got, yeah? I
Um,
haven't got your character sheets open. I might do that now. But yeah,
that's
cool.
That's all I've got
On you, out and
me.
about.
Yeah, I might have some stuff in my backpack, but I don't know. But yeah, they're the ones that would be visible.
So he's like,
The rod
"Show
of
me your
retribution
weapons."
isn't a weapon. That's a
He
rod.
poked
Show-
you in the chest. That counts.
Oh yes.
show me your weapons. And he starts to reach for your daggers. What do you do?
Okay. What authority do you have here? I mean, I've got no problem with you looking at them, but what are you accusing me of?
Murder. He's down. I think we should check everyone's. And now he realizes that he can't just accuse you, and he's not. You know, and he goes, "I want to see all the weapons."
Okay. So yeah, I'll show him the daggers. I'm not sure what he's going to do. Whether he's got DNA evidence.
Who's out at the moment?
Arlo's still in the tent.
Arlo's still in the tent. Yeah. So everyone that's not Arlo, can you make me a perception check?
22.
11.
14.
You didn't quite. I mean, anyway. So only Carlo, you spot Gemna Gleamsilver. You see brief. You don't see what she does, but she's over here and she makes some kind of. She kind of makes a. You see something. As he's asking everyone to look at their weapons, you kind of see her make a motion as she then she just walks out and walks over to Greenhimsa. But you thought you saw. Did she hide something? Did she move something? You're not quite sure. She did something over here by sort of like in this area as she walked past the gargoyle and then went round to Greenhimsa. And they're just chatting. So, meanwhile, you show your weapons, you get your daggers out, and he looks at them, and he's like, "No, it's nothing like this. It's bigger." And he sort of storms over. Does anyone resist a weapon check?
Well, I'm pretty sure if he tries to check my weapon, he's gonna check it upside personally. Like,
So he comes to. So first of all, he walks over to you, Alfred. What weapons are you carrying, and do you show them?
I will have my Lightbringer and yeah, my shield.
So you got your light bringing shield. He looks at them. Yeah. So that's fine. And he's sort of like, he goes, "What about you, big man?" And you kind of look at him. Are you carrying your axe?
yeah.
So he sees your axe and he's just like, he looks at you and you're not visibly carrying any other weapons, and he sort of pushes past you. He's like, "That's not what we're looking for." And he goes to you, Carlo. What are you carrying?
I'm not openly carrying anything at the moment. I'm just standing here next to the big guy.
Okay.
But
Do you show your weapons?
not if he's not asking for it.
No, he is. He's saying, "Come on, we've seen everyone else's. Let's." And you see a couple of the other cultists now start to move over to the people and say, "Come on." And at the moment, there's a consensus that if we show, then it doesn't need to escalate.
I will show him a rapier and a dagger.
Okay, and that's fine. So he's then he's like, he sort of storms back, and at this point, Asborough just said, "There's no need for this." And he goes, "I know it was them." He goes, "Everyone just needs to calm down." And you haven't really heard from him yet, by the way. He hasn't really spoke. I have an accent for him. I've already forgotten it. Damn it.
Sure.
1 second. I just want to read the next bit. Yeah, so it's like, there is no need for any of this. We need to all just relax. There's been a very terrible incident, and I think that we need to leave it to the people that can investigate. And he looks over to Tiet. The people, the guards that look into investigate it, can look into it and investigate it. I think it's now. I think we need to get. And he goes, I think everyone needs to just go back to their own parties and their own tents until this is resolved. And what do you do?
I mean, well, we need to have breakfast, so we could always not to have breakfast and just keep an eye on what's going on.
So everyone kind of moseys back to the tents to have breakfast. Okie dokie.
Food.
Takes a while, and eventually Asborough kind of, pulls them. And they go back to their. Tia is over there. Another one of the guards is also over there, and they're looking at the thing. And at some point, Tia comes over and is like, "I've been speaking to most of the businessmen and everyone in this thing, and as much as these cultists seem to think that you might have something to do with this, there's no evidence. None of you seem to be carrying a weapon that would be suitable. Would you mind if I was to... We're searching all the tents to look for the weapons. Would you mind if I looked through your packs and checked to see if there's a weapon of some kind that might have been responsible?"
What type of weapon are you looking for?
Yes, that's a good question.
Well, we're not 100% sure. We can see from the wound, so it's just we looking. I mean, that's we just want to check for weapons that are of a similar size.
Hacking, slashing, burning, freezing, acidic. What?
Nothing really like that. It seems like a normal weapon. It's just that so far everyone. We're just getting everyone's weapons so we can have a good look at them. If that's it. I mean, you do, if you're being defensive about this.
No, we're just wondering what kind it is, so we could say whether we've got anything like that. I mean, we do definitely have a supply of spare weapons, just in case. But I mean, I've got no problem with you looking through my tent.
One second, I've just realised I need to pop out or else my cameras don't show properly. There we go. Then full screen. Right. That'll take a second to load. I know it's gone for you guys. So yeah. So you basically over the next sort of 10 or 15 minutes, you'll see that people are going there and they're looking around within people's stuff. Is anyone? The simple question is: does anyone in the party have a short sword?
I got some from Gwent
Yes.
when he looted yesterday. Or, well, the previous night when he killed everyone.
So you have short swords,
Yarp.
and you have short swords from the cultists.
Yarp.
Okay. So as they're looking through and they come across these, they identify them, and she sort of takes them away, and they come back about 20 minutes later as you're sort of sitting there eating, and they're like, well, none of these was the murder weapon, though the cultists did seem to think that these are weapons that belong to some of their folks. So what do you say about that? I mean, obviously short swords, just short swords, so I don't know how they would identify them.
Oh, I have no idea. I found them while I was out taking a dump out in the woods.
Make a deception check.
Yeah. 5.
She looks at you and she's like, look, if this isn't about petty larceny or any of that, it's a little bit not really, right now I've got enough on my plate just trying to figure out what's happened with this fella. So you just keep your noses clean. As it is, mostly the people around here think you guys have been really helpful and have helped the caravan, whereas those guys have been very secretive and untrustworthy. So you appear to be on the right side of this. So let's just keep all that, let's just keep it that way, shall we? And she kind of gets a bit concerned and wanders off.
Gee, I
Did you
wonder
want
why.
Did you want to do anything else regarding this?
So now everything is calmed down a bit. I will walk to the, what was it, Kema or something?
Gemna.
Gemna. I will ask her, what did you do? So I just go stand next to her because I saw her being all suspicious before that. I will ask her, so what did you do?
What do you mean, what did I do? I do lots of things.
You know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
So can I investigate the area where Gemna was sneaking around before that I saw her?
If you start walking in that direction, she will follow you and say, "There's no need to, draw any more attention to this than you need to. Let's just say that if there was a problem, it was dealt with."
I will nod and go back to my tent.
Okay.
So while he's doing that, before Tyot wandered off, I'll go, so have you got any suspects? Do we need to be worried? Do we need to watch our backs from anywhere? I mean, obviously the cultists, as you say, don't seem to like us, so maybe we'll keep her at a distance from them, but should we be worried about anyone else?
On a caravan like this, it's hard to say, isn't it? I mean, everyone's a suspect, but it could have just been bandits in the night. It could have been anything, really. I mean, they've got it in for you guys now. They really don't trust you at all. And they were sure it was one of you, but we didn't find a weapon that was suitable amongst you, and obviously it could have been hidden. So, you know, if it was, what I would say is God will punish whoever was responsible for this, whichever God they pray to. Unless it was one of those bad ones, in which case hopefully one of the good ones will punish them, you know. But there's nothing more to do. We just need to get moving. It's only got one more day of travel. I would just say tonight, you wanna get yourselves gathered up in your tents and try and keep yourselves to yourselves, and maybe put a guard by the door.
Sounds sensible precaution.
Okay. Does anyone want to achieve anything else before the caravan sets off for the day?
So the only thing that would be useful to do in terms of our overall objective is obviously, while this whole dead body was being done, did we see sort of the cultists were obviously going to be rallying around? Could we just keep an eye out and see whether the... Wait, did we identify all the caravans or not?
You have identified all the caravans now.
Okay, right. Don't ignore that then. I mean, I'd still do it anyway, just to.
We actually don't know if there's more.
Yeah,
as
just to
pretty
check.
much what you establish during the course of this all happening is, and I would imagine. So, Quent, do you tell everyone what happened the night before?
Well, I mean, I did come back in rather rough shape, so I'll
Covered in
regale
blood.
I'll regale the tale of what happened, and you know, typical yada yada over breakfast thing.
So you quietly explain the situation, and yeah, that's like, well, that doesn't seem to. None of you think that reflects with this person. You also say that you don't recognise that person, so it does appear that another. Carlo, do you tell them that you think it was Gemna?
Yeah, I will tell it in the group, but I would suggest to not tell the cultist or anyone that she was it.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've taken some out, she's taken some out. We're whittling their numbers down, that's for sure.
Numbers whittled, seriously, and the rest unhappy. Asper just seems to be sort of sticking around that area, but does seem to be more of a peacekeeper in this situation. He's not letting things flare up, and he's trying to keep things down. And eventually the caravan comes to life throughout the morning, and you set off on your road for your final day's journey. Which actually goes off without a hitch, you would surprisingly. You arrive at the final kind of destination, and you do see... You start to see the city in the distance. And as you approach, you think, you know, it's going to be another... You know that there's probably another overnight stay before the caravan makes it to the city the next day. What are your preparations for? And as you get towards the sort of winding through daylight, you do see Waterdeep in the distance. But yeah, what is your plans for the evening?
We probably at some point need to slip away and refresh the dead repose, whatever the heck it is.
You only did that 2 days ago. You did that right before we came into these last 3 days.
Oh, okay, we've got a few days then. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we don't need to slip away and do that then. Go on.
I will walk within 100 feet of the cultist caravans just to confirm that my familiar is still inside and is doing okay.
Yes. So you have a familiar, a spider, who's in one of the crates when the crate went down, and he's just hanging out in there. Yes, they wouldn't have got any reason to open it in any way, shape, or form. So he is still there as you connect to him. He's just chilling out in a case, and he can stay there indefinitely, can he? Without me having a look at the spell, you can.
Yeah.
I know you can summon him to a pocket dimension, but once he's in this dimension, he'll stay there, even if he goes out of your range.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. On this last day, as you bed down to camp for the night, and we'll use the same camp screen just because it's easier. It's a fun day. A light rain does start to come in for the evening, and with it, another caravan pulls up. You start to smell perfumes and oils as it goes by, and you notice there's an extra sort of caravan that seems to have joined you in this area, and he sort of pulls up. You hear some chattering in the distance, and it's very much like room for another one on this. We're moving on through. If that's okay. If we can, safety in numbers. Everyone's from the West Country. If I haven't got time to think of an accent.
I mean, if they're asking our opinion, I've got no problem with.
No, that was just in the distance. That's what you hear. So it appears to be another caravan that's just come in for the night.
Do they join roughly at the area of the cultist wagons, or just at the back?
It's a big camp. They kind of make their own area, their own safe space. They're off over sort of, over here in this direction. They seem to. They haven't been with the caravan for long. They've come in on their own. It's very much, this is a busy bottleneck. This is where everyone's now coming in. You've been travelling your own way, and everyone's getting to the city, and it's sort of like this appears to be a popular camping destination.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, we need to make sure that tomorrow we keep an eye on where the cultists go, because presumably once we get there, the caravan's going to split up, and we need to keep an eye on them.
Okay. Which obviously I'm sure you discuss amongst your group.
And as she said, it's probably a good idea if we have a guard duty roster tonight anyway. Just keep an eye on whether anyone comes over and whether they try and sneak off early in the morning.
Are you going to do a watch situation so that everyone gets a rest?
I think so. I think that makes sense. We don't want anyone mega tired tomorrow. Be busy.
So are you going to watch in shifts? How are you going to do it?
Yeah, I'll take first if while I still got the baboon. So.
Makes sense. So you set them for the night. It's only a light drizzle. It's not heavy. The tents that are in this area are set up quite nicely. You're ready for a night. Everyone seems to bed down. So what we'll say is, so how many of you is there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you. If each of you sort of covered up to 2 hours with a little bit of hangover between you, you can all get a full rest during the course of the night. So I would say first rest is Quent. Quent, roll me a perception check.
That's a good one. 17.
So everyone's off in their tent. So you were in this tent. You were in that tent, I think. And
Yeah.
he was also in this tent. You three there, and you two are just out the front. Yeah. You notice that the new guy seems to be coming in and sort of hanging out, making friends. You notice quite a bit of movement around the cultists. They do seem to be preparing for maybe they don't seem to have unpacked that much. They've got tents and they seem to be getting things organised and ready, even at this night before they rest off for the night. Other than that, no major issue. You don't see anything scary in any way. Who's doing the next watch?
I will do the next watch.
So he gives you a little shake as you go out. You come out, make a perception check. So it's now around midnight.
6.
You have had it's almost the hardest watch because you've kind of had that 2 hours to just rest, and you were just starting to think about drifting off, and then you're woken up, so you're half asleep. But you think, no one surprises you. No one, nothing happens. You're watching enough to see that. No, as one person sort of comes near, you're like, oh, but you realise it's just yet on a little guard pass, which gives you a little nod. realizes that you are keeping lookout, and she's also keeping lookout.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she suggested it, so.
At some point, the new guy wanders over, and he wakes up and he's like, "Hello, what a dampened typical evening for this area, huh?"
I would just yeah, can't have all sunny days.
Where are you traveling to?
Yeah, well, where were we heading to?
You're heading. Well, you don't. You're following, but the caravan is heading to Waterdeep.
We're just going to Waterdeep and just see whatever brings us then.
You're paid. Why are you traveling there? You're going to have the drinks in Waterdeep and are you on the holidays, or are you going to? Are you working here? What is your business?
We're just trying to pick up some jobs. Maybe do some. Well, currently we're just escorting this caravan, so maybe.
Escorting. This is very good fortune. I don't know if you are sticking with when the caravans travel off, because I myself, and I know I have some of the others will be traveling onwards to Neverwinter, where I will be selling my oils and my spices. I know that we'll be looking for some extra guards. If you want some extra work, you could come and you could work for me.
Yeah, we might do that. We'll have a see when we arrive and what the rest of my friends want to do.
Good. I will let you go to your rest. I must get some sleep myself. I just like the midnight time. It's so peaceful. And he wanders off.
Have a good night's sleep then.
Good night too, my friend. End of your watch. Next person. Who you if you hadn't already agreed it, who are you choosing to wake up?
Probably Ash or Alfred.
Mm-hmm. I like how he doesn't have the balls to try and wake up Arlo. That's amazing.
Yes.
So, Ash or Alfred?
I'm sleeping in the same tent as Alfred, so I'll wake up Alfred.
Okay. Give him a little shake. Alfred, you're woken up and you wander out to your watch. Sitting there. Roll me a perception check.
10.
Okay. The main thing you notice is that the cultists are already getting up toward the end of your watch. They're starting to pack up. They're going to be ready to go at first light. They want to get moving, but they're still there. They're not going anywhere yet as you finish your watch. Again, as worried as you were in the night, the cultists seem far too busy trying to get done, get rested, and get finished. This journey's coming to an end, and they want it to be over. No attacks, no issues, no nonsense. The camp is very quiet as you get towards and now the sun is starting to just creep over the horizon. And we need just one more person to do a watch. Who are you going to wake up?
Ashrin.
Of course you are. So you give Ash a shake. Probably just then stay in there because you're on your own. You have some you time. Don't know what that means. That sounded wrong. Okay, and then Ash, you final watch. Make me a perception check.
Okie dokie. Ooh, not too bad. 16 plus 4, I believe. Perception plus 4, yeah. Dirty 20.
Day 20, you notice that the cultists, the camp is now waking up. A lot of people get up. They're starting to have their meals. They're starting to do it. By watching, you guys are a little bit slower because you're naturally having a little bit less sleep. But everyone's starting to pack up for the final day of journey. but the cultists are definitely on it more than usual. And as things and as everyone now starts to wake up, Ash, you can then point out to them the fact that the cultists are already starting to push towards. They've packed up, they've eaten, they're already getting out to the road. They're already starting as you are as you're all about to think about sitting down, maybe having breakfast. They're already starting to leave.
I think we may have to eat on the road if we want to keep an eye on them. I don't know. Is there enough traffic and that going on now we're getting near Waterdeep that we could sort of follow them at a distance without being too obvious?
I mean, sort of. I mean, it depends how you were doing it. I mean, the caravan is all coming to another one as they're sort of getting their stuff together, and most of the caravan is already up and moving. And it appears that once they start to leave, a lot of other people start to throw their stuff together quickly and start to leave as well. So they're not leaving on their own by any means. Immediately behind them is that Tix has come over saying, "We're leaving a bit early this morning. You better get packed up." And she pulls you aside as you're up and about at the front, and she says, "If they pack up quick, we've got to move." I did want to ask you: are you staying on to because this caravan, most of it is finishing at Waterdeep. I know a lot of the people are dropping off there, like the passenger one that your friends have been guarding. And he goes, "But the rest of us are moving on up to Neverwinter. If you're interested in a little bit extra guard work."
We've got a couple of how long are you going to be stopping in Waterdeep before moving on? We've got a couple of things that we need to sort out, but yeah, we could potentially head up.
It kind of well, when it comes to it, a lot of the caravans will just go. Some of the caravans will go into the city, and some of the caravans will travel off up to there's another camp to the north of the city, you see, and it's at that camp when people then decide where they're going to go. Well, that camp will then be the expedition up to Neverwinter. You see, there's this mere, this swamp area that's and in fact, make me a history check.
Is this me personally or that character?
Just you. Oh, yeah.
18.
Yeah, so you would know, as I just pull up the map for my own to get the name of it. Where did I put the actual map? The things when I move things. I hate moving things. So what you would know is Neverwinter is connected by the high road all the way down to Waterdeep. There's a place called the Mere of Dead Men, which was a small swampy area, but around the time of the big catastrophe in Neverwinter, which nearly destroyed it, it's been rebuilt since. Around the time of the spell plague, etc. That mere of swampiness spread, and it actually now covers a lot of the high road. And what you're now told by Tiet is they're working on it, and of course coming downwards they're doing lots of work to repair the road and get the road there, and they're trying to fight back any of the monsters and clear the mere out, and so you know that Lord Neverember has been working towards clearing it from the north, and there are some teams that paid for by Neverember to try to get this road fully open, and although the road is open, it has lots of guards, and there are lots of construction teams to try and make this road more passable again.
Okay.
And so yeah, an offer of employment there. So there's a couple of offers of employment if you decide to stay with. Because of course you can do what you want. You could just choose to be caravaneers for the rest of it. You could just stop doing the mission and just be caravaneers.
Well, what I was wondering is obviously depends on what happens, but
Indeed.
If the cultists are continuing north, then it would be useful to still have the cover to follow them. If they're stopping off here, then we might not so much. But yes, so if they're going up to the camp, we know where they are, and it's like, okay, well, we've got a couple of things to do in Waterdeep. If we get them done in time, then yeah, we might meet you up at the camp and travel. But can't promise anything yet, unfortunately. We've got a few affairs to sort out first.
Oh, that's fine. Anyway, come, let's and she now wanders off. Come on, Thero, we're getting moving. And he's got the gargoyle kind of starts to pack up, and so everyone's packing up. I'm guessing you're packing up and moving on.
Yep. It's breakfast to go, which, given that we don't exactly trust that people aren't going to poison us, probably makes sense anyway.
Okay.
Do I have to go wake Arlo?
Oh, yes. Everyone starts packing up. Arlo's still asleep. You wake him up.
Anyway, is it my turn to watch?
More. We're heading out. The cultists got up and are making an early start, so we need to follow them. The whole camp's going, so yeah, we're breakfast on the road, unfortunately, today.
Blast! You should have woken me up sooner. Oh god, my stuff is everywhere. As he starts trying to grab little bits and pieces and just shove it into the bag of holding.
So a bit of time, you do eventually leave. It does, obviously you're sort of working, so you were at work. Obviously you get all your stuff and just throw it in the back of the passenger caravan. Carlo, you're kind of alongside it. The two guards, such and such, Quent and Ash, are on horseback, riding. You have to ride to catch up to the front because it's already gone. But you kind of get to sort of the middle. You don't really go. Or do you actually? You tell me. Are you going to ride? Because you tended to have been riding up near the front by Sama Dags.
Sam.
Are you just going with Sam? Yeah. So you're just getting level with Sam, who's now no longer thought of the front because the cultist 3 wagons pretty much now that you've identified are at the front.
Yeah, no, we, as I say, Sam's our friend. We'll go there. We can keep an eye on the cultists, but not be too conspicuous.
Alfred
Yarp.
jumps on, I imagine, with Bade Sheshapol, as he's still at the rear, and the caravan makes its way.
During this time, I would also mention to the group the offer for the employment for the, what was it, perfume merchant or whatever.
Yes. Oh, that was where we were before. Let me just. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, at which point I'll go, yeah, well, T... I can't say that. Anyway, Tiamat, not Tiamat, anyway.
Tiamat?
Yeah, no. Sorry, that was earlier in the campaign, different thing. Anyway, yeah, she also said that, yeah, the caravan's going north and can join, so yeah, we've definitely got that as an opportunity. We'll just have to see what our contacts say in Waterdeep. Especially looking at Carla, when I say that.
So as you approach Waterdeep, you do notice that, like, people seem to be making... and in fact, it's... Everyone seems to be asking the question now about who's going there. And Enom turns to you and is like, so are you guys going into the city? Or are you travelling on with the rest of the caravan? Because I'm dropping my people off, and I always go back. You see, the road up there is too dangerous for me. I'm much happier just going to and fro between here and Baldur's Gate. It's safer that way. And I know that Imsa there, she wants to get right into the centre. So yeah, if you want to stay in the city, you can stay with me. But if not, you will need to jump off when we split. And as you notice, as you get to the split, if Quent and Ash, who are nearest the front, want to make me a perception check.
Okie dokes.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Deception 17.
So I mean, Quent, you're distracted. You're sort of like following back. You're looking around for dangers rather than anything else. But Ash, you've very much been watching the cultists at this point, and it's not hard to spot unless you roll terribly. But the cultists do indeed seem to be veering off to the road that goes around the city. They're not travelling into the city. They are travelling onwards, certainly for now, to the west, on the road that leads up to the north of the city, rather than travelling into the city.
Okay. Right, okay, good. I think we still probably need to go in the city to report to... I was trying to look in my notes earlier. I can't see who we're supposed to report to, but I'm sure we're supposed to...
You're not. You're following the cultists.
I thought we were supposed to tell some... Oh, did we have messaging? Or... No, we had a bird, that was it.
You have a bird if you need to send it for communication. Exactly
That was it. I knew there was some sort of reporting that we had to do.
Yeah. it was, you knew that they were in this caravan. You didn't know at some point if they were going to veer off or where they were going to go. So it was a case of following them, finding their destination, and then reporting on it with a bird.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. In which case, we'll try and figure out which of the caravans that we're friendly with is gonna.
So as you start to notice it, so as you filter it, I imagine you now start to tell people, because it's not these caravans aren't traveling at like 100 miles an hour. So as they start to veer off in that direction, there's a lot of they don't really stop. A lot of things are sort of stopping, and people are getting off, and what they're deciding. You notice that one of the other guards starts to go into the city with Enom. As you tell Arlo, he's got to get out of the wagon. He's a bit cranky. Isn't that right, Arlo?
Well, if I have to give up the safety and the comfort, I suppose I get a silver lining. And he pulls out a mirror. He says, "Come out, Bessie."
Hey, Bessie's back. I like think people in the caravan are like, they see this and they're like, what on earth? And they're like, I always said, and Imsa's like, I always said he was a wonderful mage, a wonderful, wonderful mage. And you jump on Bessie, you start traveling off.
I'm going to bid farewell to Imsa. I'm going to say something along the lines of, "Imsa, perhaps one day we will meet again in Waterdeep. But today is not that day. I bid thee adieu." Having helped Imsa, she's no longer green. Just ride off into the sunset with the group.
Excellent. So, what you start to notice as you, I mean, Ash, what do you do? Are you going to tell Tit that you're? What's the plan?
I mean, for the moment, we'll wander around because she said we're going to meet up in a camp, so we can have a chin wag at
so
that
you're just going to ride with the caravan. At the back of the caravan, when it finally gets to the junction, what you do notice is. Oh, by the way, Sam turns to both of you saying, "So what's your plan for the? Are you going that way, or are you coming in? I'm going in. I've got to drop off. Even I'm not that hopeful enough to be able to travel north on that road. I'm going to drop my goods off and head back to Baldur's Gate."
I think we've had a couple of offers to go north. I think we've been thinking about it during the day. I think we're gonna give it a go. Can
each of you make me a dexterity check, please?
Okay. Dex.
Nope.
What the hell is?
So for each of you, he pulls out a little bag,
9.
and we know that this is a man who carries breakables and a thing. He's not the wisest. He's not the most dex. So and he throws each of you a bag of coin, and you both miss catching it. He's like, whoa, it's all the way over there, and you kind of dive to catch it, and you were very close with the 9. But neither of you managed to catch your bag of money, and you have to get off your horse. And you're like, thanks. And you both can add 10 gold pieces to your monies.
Oh, nice. Monies, gold. Excellent.
And as the caravan splits, you'll notice Akreni, who had 2 wagons, both of his wagons keep travelling to the north. The passenger, the ale, have both gone into Waterdeep. The new wagon has gone to the north. And also you've noticed now, even behind Bade is another wagon coming along, and that also appears to be travelling up to the north. And as they go, as you guys are sort of preparing, getting on your horses, he kind of gives you a little nod, and it's carrying lots of wood. It's basically, he's got a trailer that's full of various different woods.
Okay. Sort of construction wood for the road, or fine wood for a craftsman? I don't know why I need to know that, but...
Make me a perception check. Gives us a chance to do a roll,
6 plus 4, 10.
You gather it. I mean, looking at it, it could be both. There's not enough of it, you don't think, for it to be construction, and so it does appear to be more fine wood that's travelling rather than the wood for the construction ahead.
Okay.
Okay. So you follow from almost a little bit further back now. Try to keep yourselves to yourselves, gathering as a party, and you follow this new caravan heading to the north, which does eventually lead round. And as it coasts only into the afternoon, it does seem to pull up in another sort of tented, and because we're lazy, we like to use the same caravan map. So let's just don't want to do that. Let me just throw you guys back in a new caravan. It's a different caravan, guys. Different place entirely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, this barrel, I'm sure it wasn't in that position before.
Hey, I mean, you've seen one, you've seen them all, right?
As you get to the caravan, Jemna comes up and said, "Oh, you're staying on as well, are you? I thought you would." By the way, Laz has gone. Sorry, Laz, you're out of there. Just deleting all the people that are no longer with this caravan.
Yes, well, I think I've got in my notes that we came out to, so yeah, we've got to keep an eye on our friends over there.
We got light. 1 second, I'm just grabbing the other new person. There we go. Oh, I'd already done that. Look at that. I've already prepared this, man. Crazily. Go figure. Look at me, huh? Right. Make me a perception check, everyone.
Oh, you probably need to get rid of Green Elsa. I'm sure you said she went into the city.
Thank you. Yeah, she's gone. These are now your tents. It's because it's a different camp entirely. You're now at these tents.
Okay.
12.
Also
13.
Also 12.
Copycat.
25.
So there's a distinct difference now in this area. You do spot that all the cultists are gathered together in their own area, and in fact, you do spot Asbra, Joss, and a few cultists grab some horses and appear to be heading down to the south and into the city.
Okay. So not all of them, just
a handful have headed into Waterdeep.
Okay. Do we want to split the party and have a scouting party into Waterdeep? Or, I mean, to be fair, we could all go as long as we make sure that we tell them we're just going to pop in and get some supplies.
We take a small bio because the wife needs to go and do something. I need to just speak to her, and it's also an hour and odd in. So
I would just say I could do with the bio. Yeah.
Yeah, you're in a camp. You're about to know what you're going to do. We'll make it. You've seen them head off, and we'll take a quick bio, and then we'll be back.
Okie dokes.
Cheers.
And we're back. Or we are if I press the right buttons, which I did not. There we go.
Pushing the right buttons might help.
I pressed the intermission button a second time rather than the non-intermission button.
Why does this pause button not unpause me?
It's still not midday yet. I'm not awake.
Yeah.
Not had second nap yet. Anyway, so, yes, as we were saying, we could always pop into town and visit the Adventurers Guild. And Carlon, you haven't seen that yet, have you? It's quite a nice place.
No, I haven't seen it, but I have some. I should have some contacts in the city. Maybe they can have some supplies for us or some information about whatever's coming through here.
So yeah, we'll have a pop in. Intention to come back here and carry on. I mean, obviously we've been seen in camp now, so. Oh, before we go, do you want to mention to Lay whatever that? Yeah, we'll probably be heading north and whatever. God, the perfume must do whatever it was.
Carlo, did you want to speak to him?
Yeah, if he is also going north, we can probably help him out.
Of course, my friend. So make a, without messing around, just make me a quick persuasion check.
That would be a natural 20 plus 4.
Nice.
So it was a roll off, believe it or not, to see. And he rolled a natural 19, but yours is better. So you actually come to a pretty good agreement, and you establish, because of the dangers of the road, he will pay you and one other person, so 2 people, 25 gold between you. So you'll get 25 gold for you and someone else to guard his wagon. And for that, he will also then, if there are any costs on the way. So, yeah, and that is payable half when you leave and half when you arrive, providing we don't all die.
Yeah, so I would present that to the group. I say, okay, at least I already have at least one other slot that can be paid. Who wants to join us?
I would say Tiet at some point will come up to you, Ash, and she would be like, "So you decided to follow the caravan then? We are looking for another guard or 2 if you wanted that. You could help protect it. The pay's not great, but it's safe work. Well, it's not safe work either, to be honest. It's shit pay and it's really dangerous on this road. But it'd be good to have you on board."
Yeah, we've sort of come to appreciate being on the road. We can carry on. I mean, I know we didn't technically sign on as guards last time, but it sort of happened anyway, so we might as well get paid for it this time.
So she offers you and the big man, she says. So you and Quen, as you were at the front and she sort of talked to you a lot and saw you guiding guarding, she offers you both 5 gold for the trip.
Okay.
And that will be, you'd get a gold now, and you get the rest when you arrive. A lot of people tend to die on the way, you see.
Yeah, we had noticed there was a little bit of wastage, but we're survivors.
Are you checking that? So you want to write that down, that you're on, so Quent and that, and Carlo, you tell the other 2 that there's one more space. Who wants to work with you?
I mean, generally, if it's guarding, you would have thought it's probably more Alfred, and Arlo will just sleep somewhere for the whole trip.
I mean, the one thing that I wanted to just double check, which is kind of a check with Eagle anyway, is it was at the point of the split when Bade did say that he said that you were going north. He said, but if you decide not to, he's going to be in Waterdeep for a couple of days. And he'd love to have you protect his wagon back to Baldur's Gate. because he could keep teaching you about brewing. So if you were deciding to not stay with the party, this would be an opportunity for Alfred to leave within the next day or so and travel back south to Baldur's Gate. That job option is there.
Okay. Does that pay?
It does, but it would mean leave the campaign. So that would be if you wanted to leave. And obviously, I don't know if other people want to see if there's a way to get Tazar back in the town. This is an option as a party. Maybe we take off the air, decide what you want to do with the characters, or you can roleplay it if you want.
Okay.
Let's leave that for the next break. For now, that's just an option.
Okay.
But yes, I mean, I think either way, Arlo would probably ask around in Waterdeep to find out whether there's anyone who may or may not be able to bring Tazar back.
So as you head into Waterdeep... Oh, you're breaking up. We may lose him. Oh,
yeah.
juddery. You broke up there. We didn't catch you, Arlo.
Let me just recap.
Yeah.
And then it worked fine for a second, and then it vanishes. Nah. You remember to turn Windows updates off.
More updates.
Oh,
On
no.
Updates.
Or is it the
There's
antivirus
some
scanner?
issues. Yeah, I'm hotspotting off a phone.
Okay.
Ah. Where are you, anyway? Oh, is that just one of the backgrounds that
see.
you've got there?
Don't worry about it.
He's in the back room of a nightclub. That's
As long as it's fine.
He's in the back room of a nightclub. Right,
Usual.
so you guys are gonna. So you're heading into Waterdeep in general. Are you actively trying to follow the people that left?
passively trying to follow them. So we may lose them, but I think if we're too overt, they've already got suspicions about us.
Okay, so I'll tell you what we'll say to
I'll
start
get
off
Poe
with was,
to fly up and keep an eye
yes.
on them.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, got familiar, haven't you?
Poe flies up, keeps an eye on them, and you get the general idea of the direction they're going in. If you want to follow them, I would still say you need to make a stealth check.
All of us, or just Poe?
All of you to see if you even though he's that. Well, I mean, yeah. Everyone make a stealth check in general if you are trying to follow, even at a distance with the bird.
28.
No one, your own party can't see you.
Oh, I got half that.
I got 18.
9.
14.
6.
Oof. So the bird follows. What did you get, Arlo?
9.
as the
Alfred,
bird
you're saying to roll
follows-
at disadvantage.
As the bird follows, do you want to make a stealth check for Poe as well? What I would say is that as they're going away at the near point, before they even get far away, they do kind of spook and spot you because you failed as a group. So even though the bird's up, and the bird could maybe keep an eye on them, they are motoring because they want to get away and they don't want to be followed. You can attempt to follow them anyway, but it will be known that you're following.
Poe got a 15.
Okay. What do you think? I mean, Poe can keep an eye on them, but if you were to go close to them at any point, there would be another check at disadvantage, probably.
Yeah.
Because they're aware of you.
So I think probably, especially if we're going to be travelling in with them and they're already suspicious of us, probably not worth antagonising them too much. So we'll head off to the bar or whatever and maybe let Poe follow them and...
So Poe is able to follow them. So if you keep an eye on him, Arlo, whilst you guys head to the bar and we'll see what else you want to achieve, you don't have long. Arlo, you we'll get that out of the way. So the cultists visit a stables on the north side of Waterdeep and get some more horses. They then visit a large warehouse quite near to the northern gate of the city, almost on the way back out where you came. And it is a warehouse that supplies, from what you can see, make a perception check with advantage, I think, because it's a site based.
Okay. Wait.
Oh, it's not an eagle, Poe, is it? It's
Why
a
do I
raven.
get the advantage?
No, it's not. I thought it was an
Raven,
eagle. It's
yeah.
not. It's a raven. So no, it's just a straight roll.
18 plus.
Nice. You do. This appears
Yeah,
to
it's going to
be
be 20. Dirty 20.
This appears to be a construction yard where you see lots of stockpiles and wagons, and they appear to be picking up like another wagon and some more horses. It appears to just be. It does appear to be general errands from what you can see from the sky with your boy.
Right. They don't look like they're talking to anyone or.
Not in particular, no. Just general shopping for wagon and horses. If they did anything else, it may well be in buildings where you can't see.
Oh no, because I have clairvoyance. I can put an orb into the building.
But can you do that from? Can you? What's the range on that spell?
1
You've broken down.
mile. 1 mile.
Even that is a push as you guys have headed into the city. It's just the bird. Actually, what is the range to be able to see what they're doing with the bird?
Well, I need to be within 100 feet of the bird, and then it's
Right.
just normal perception.
So I would say that you're able to see them go, and you kind of keep an eye on them from a distance to see them go to the stables, and then you see them go to this yard. I would say, providing you didn't get any closer, and if you can within a mile, you could, using the bird, probably put the clairvoyance, if you wanted to. What I would say is, it's from what you see, they are just running errands. They're just buying
Okay.
some wagons, doing some shopping. There's nothing you see untoward.
Can I follow
Okay,
them?
I will make a
separately?
note. They're running errands.
So what do you want to do with the rest of your afternoon?
Well, get supplies and ask around, see whether there's anyone that can raise the dead. I'm guessing possibly not, but
Who is going to helm each of those tasks?
I don't remember what we'd even need for raising.
Arlo is presumably elsewhere.
Can I at least somewhere get a forgery kit?
Make me an investigation check.
$16.
I would say it takes you. I imagine you're working together. You're not separating off. But so I would say as you're going, and he says he wants to do that, you guys spend your first sort of half an hour, 45 minutes trying to find some kind of slightly illicit shop that would sell that kind of thing. But it's still mostly good. And you do come across because you do have your contacts. You're actually able to sort of go to a place where you've had a contact, and he points you in a direction. You're also able, if you would like, you are able to send word of your update of your progress without using your bird via Carlo's contacts. So if you wanted to do that, you could. You would contact a Harper, and you can. That's not a problem. And as far as the kit goes, yes, you can pick up. So you can visit a shop, and you can. So what? Is there anything else you would want?
Oh, that depends what they have. But
I'm just loading that up now.
Shopping episode all of a sudden.
Well, no. So you can pick up. So what was it, your forgery kit?
yeah, maybe some candles or something that.
A forgery kit is a variety of papers and parchments, pens and inks, seals and wax, along with some other supplies necessary for creating convincing forgeries of documents. You would need proficiency to use this, and it will cost you 15 gold.
You get a Harper's discount.
15 gold. Yeah. Do I get a discount because?
I would say yes, you can have that for 10 gold. As you are getting this through a contact. So do you have thieves' tools now as well?
Yeah.
So you have thieves' tools and you have your forgery kit. Excellent. Does anyone want to achieve any... from there as well, if you wanted to get a poisonous kit, which you do see in there, you could also pick that up, but that would cost you, even with discount, 40 gold. They also have a disguise kit, which you can get for 20 gold.
I got the gold for the perfume guy 50% up front, right?
You did, yeah.
So that was 12.5 gold.
Yes. But that is for 2 of you, if not just for you. But you do. He gave it to you, and you need to bring someone with you.
Yeah, we'll see if whoever
We'll figure that out.
influenced me.
Excellent.
Is there a music shop around?
Yes.
Do they have bagpipes?
Do you know what? Roll me an investigation check. I was ready for this, guys. I didn't even expect that, and I've got a whole section on shopping, and one of them is tools, musical instruments.
18.
You are able to find a shop. It's called Angus's Bag. No, it's not. It's called Flutes of Fancy. And as you go in there, a young woman's like, "Oh, hello, can I help you?"
Why, yes, dear. I'm looking for some bagpipes. I'm missing
Bagpipes?
some of the old tunes, from up high in the mountains.
Well, let me just... And she kind of goes into a little bot under the tent. You hear it. And she pulls out this little thing, and it's like, no, that's not... That's a bit of tune. Puts that down, and then pulls out some bagpipes, flanks them down on the table like a dead sheep, and says, "We've got these, and they're brand new. None of those second-hand pipes here. You don't want anyone else's spittle getting all up in your mouth." And she goes, "You can have these. That will cost you 45 gold pieces."
Yeah, I'll take them.
Okay, mark off 45 gold. And add yourself a set of bagpipes. Anyone else? I'll let you all do one thing. So you've got your forger's kit, you've got your bagpipes. Who wants to helm the search to rescue Tazar's soul?
So, ironically, I think that would make most sense for Alfred to do, because he's a cleric, so he's likely to know people.
He's likely to kill himself, kind of, yeah.
So he may freeze other character or not, and he may, but he probably also is most likely to be able to talk to people with healing magics.
So as you go around, you do start to search. You do find... what is your religion again? I always forget. Let me see if I can pull your character. It was... Can you see that, Eagle? I'll see if there is a temple in the city. Eagle, are you there, Eagle?
Yep. Give me a minute. I'm trying to find it.
Radiance of the Dawn is your divinity, but it's something to do with dawn, isn't it?
What for Taser? I'm currently loaded on the
No, for Alfred.
page.
No, because it's Alfred that would be going to the
For Alfred, what is your religion? You've got the thing on your shield. I just can't remember what it is. Order of the Gauntlets. What you were gonna join? Alfred. You made some good notes here. The Helm. It was the Helm, isn't it? That was it.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, I was trying
Okay.
to find it myself.
It's in your. You've got really good notes in your background, actually. Helm dash. Noisy keyboard is noisy.
Yeah, it just says my background says faction agent feature safe haven.
Yeah, I've
As
got
a
it. I've got it.
faction
It's,
agent,
it's,
you
it's
have-
not that bit. It's the bit where you've got notes. You've added it in there under your god in backstory.
Ah,
So we're all together.
So Hellknights are long respected. Helm Festival. There is a temple. There is not a temple by the looks of things in Waterdeep. But make me a investigation check, please.
yeah, sure. That's an 11.
So again, you're now getting right through your day, but this is kind of the main thing you wanted to do. Is you popped off, did some shopping, did some this and this. You're sort of coming toward the end, and the sun's setting. You really need to make your way back, and you find someone that points you in the direction of a temple that may provide the kind of services that you're looking for. And as you get there, it is open. You go in and you speak to a high priest. It takes a while to get him to the front. His name is Oberon, High Priest Oberon, and he comes to the front. He's like, "Yes, may I be of assistance to you and your comrades?"
Yes, I'm not sure what we're supposed to be doing right now. So this will be yeah.
If you don't know what you're doing, why are you here? Shut that chicken up, someone. Eagle, do you know what you're doing? What were you, do you know why you're here?
He's seeking guidance,
Are
obviously.
you not paying any attention at all? What's going on? Ash, do you want to tell him what's happening?
Because you're a cleric and you heal, you've gone to the temple to see whether anyone there can help you raise Tazar.
Yes. So yes, so I will ask for if there's anybody here to help bring us all back, or yeah.
Well, this is
help
all very
place the
doable.
pet base.
It isn't the sort of thing we do willy-nilly. We can't just raise anyone. There is a very expensive cost that comes with it, and we would only do it if we could be convinced that it was for a just reason, and that we're not going against the wishes of the gods. I should probably tell you the cost first, because looking at you, and he kind of looks amongst you, he goes, "I'm not sure that you'd be able to afford the cost that is needed." And he kind of writes on a piece of paper and hands it over to you. And the figure is 2,500 gold.
Okay.
So are you going to
so
tell
I
everyone
will-
that? Have a
Yes,
little group.
I will,
So you mosey away, have a little group huddle. How much money do you guys actually have? I don't even know.
How much are live dragon eggs worth?
Trade. See, if you want to trade dragon eggs, that would be. I mean, you do you.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's-
that would be
let's-
where I think. But
stop.
Arlo, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, I would like an actual answer from Arlo's question. I was hoping to try and train.
Are you
one.
asking the?
Um,
You asking the church that?
yes.
Oh,
Please make sure you only
Yeah,
mention
even
you
though
have,
we have
one.
dragon eggs.
I wouldn't.
Let's
I
say
mean,
I only have
you would
one.
have to find a collector of dragon eggs. It's not something that we would want here at the church. You probably want to find one of those dragon cultists, or maybe a very rich collector. I mean, Waterdeep is full of rich collectors up on the hill. I'm sure you've seen the big houses. I'm sure one of those would love to have a classic dragon egg, but it's certainly nothing that we would be interested in buying.
Okay. Do we have anywhere? So to the party, quietly to the party. Do we have that kind of fun?
Currently, no. I mean, I don't think we're a million miles off, but no.
Not individually.
I'm broke, man.
He was robbed on his way here. He actually started this campaign. It's like when you start a computer game as the person with nothing. That's what he did. It's
Yeah.
like hardcore mode.
By the way, are there any like these praying candle things around here at the temple?
I would say because of the wax, I would say that there's candles in. I meant to say that there would be candles in the forgery kit.
I nick 5 candles.
Okay, you can have 5 candles. You're gonna steal 5 candles.
Yes.
Make me a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand check. Yep.
21.
Oh yeah, you just like they're talking about. You don't care about this guy Tazar. You've never met Tazar. They're trying to save the soul of one of their friends, and you're just in the church stealing candles. Amazing. Right. So it's like, well, if you don't have the money, unfortunately, there's not much we can do. It's not for us, you understand. The church does have a small cost for these things, just to make sure that they're able to get. But just the ingredients alone is quite expensive. So,
I mean, we
I mean-
understood it was a bit of a long shot at this time, but
Yeah.
raining somewhere.
there was a cart just going past outside.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Sounds like a train.
It does.
So you move away. Yeah, that the darkness. You kind of. I don't know, Arlo, if you wanted to try and do it. Do you want to try and sell a dragon egg?
No.
Yes.
This could be to save your friend.
Okay.
So if you wanted to, you could. Are you gonna? So first of all, you need to convince the group it's a good idea. Or so A, ask them and see what they say without making a check.
Well, I mean, technically, he doesn't have to, but
No, that's what I'm saying. Well, do you want to? Do you want to convince them, or are you? How are you going about this?
Look, Alfred and Carlos, I know you don't really understand. You never met the man. Tazar, he was the best of us. He'd always had a smile on his face and a song in his heart. He was the best of friends to me. I cannot live my life without him. He was like a son to me, an idiotic, docile son. I need to make the effort to try and resurrect him. And I feel that if we take one of these dragon's eggs and sell it to one of these rich riffraff types, so long as we don't sell it to the
I interrupt
dragon's
him and I say,
colony,
"What?
we should be able to
Dragon eggs?"
raise the funds we need.
What do you say, Josuke?
I interrupt him and I say, "What? You guys have dragon eggs?"
don't worry
Well,
about
we might do.
it.
Ashwin, what say you?
I mean, I have no idea why we even took them. So yeah, I mean, I've got no particular attachment to one. As long as the person that buys it isn't likely. No, I don't care. I can't remember
This
my
is
alignment.
the best
but-
morally dubious group we've ever had.
I was gonna say, I can't remember
as long
my
as they're not going to
alignment.
unleash a dragon, actually, I don't care. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, chaos.
I'm a
and
harper
neutral.
that's trying to save the world from dragons, but if you want to sell off an egg to a collector and he unleashes it in Waterdeep, that's someone else's problem. That's not the job I'm on.
Chaotic neutral.
It takes
They-
hundreds
they've-
of years for dragon's eggs to grow up. Come on.
They've got griffins and stuff. I'm sure Waterdeep can handle it. It's fine. So yeah,
How do they
I'm good
taste?
with that.
How do they? What a breakfast! Oh my goodness. So
Off the top of my head, I know at least 2 people. There's a man called Renia Neverember. He's a rich type. And there's the Calisandras, although they don't have a good reputation in Waterdeep. Social climbers and the like. I believe there was some business in a campaign that we never did about trying to take over the city.
You also, I believe, know, isn't it? No, yeah, you could ask around if you wanted to spend a bit of time, and everyone agrees to it. You could spend a bit of time asking around the Adventurers Guild. You could use some of Carlos' connections, and obviously make a roll, and we can see if you can find someone. If you agree, if you're in agreement to sell an egg, we can do it. Are you in agreement?
I
Give me an
will
astronaut.
say. I mean, I will say, I'm sure that maybe somebody would want to train at least one between the group, even if it's Taser. I don't know, as I never met Taser. But yeah, I mean, let's see what they're worth and let's go from there.
Quent, what do you say about this?
Yeah, I mean, if we're only talking about a single egg for the moment, and make sure it's not too many baddies. Well,
See, he does
I mean-
care. I like that.
He's the most
I mean-
moral of us all.
Well, if it's to some eccentric rich guy who might unleash it
Then
on
I'm in.
someone, well, whoop-de-daisy.
Okay,
But as long as it's not to the cultist or anything, then
right.
Yeah.
So we're looking for an eccentric rich guy, and everyone's on board. So Arlo, what we'll do is we'll use Carlos' contacts. We'll use.
If Quent really thinks it shouldn't be an evil person, I think we should go with the contacts for Carlo.
So we're going to go for the Harper contacts. For slightly, well, he's kind of a thiefy. He's one of those cheeky like Harpers, you know what I mean? But using his contacts combined with the connections that you both have, you and Quent and Ash, from being members of the Adventurers Guild, as you were in their guild house at the beginning. I assume you're members. I will allow you to roll. So it's a difficult DC, but you can roll with advantage. And I don't care who rolls, because you're working as a team. In fact, I'll let you all roll, because this is quite a big roll to see if... It's a huge roll, so I'll let you all roll. It's with advantage, but I will tell you that it's an investigation check, and the DC is very high.
Okay.
Let's go.
I cast guidance on myself,
Okay. Your investigation's high, I think, isn't it?
and I use my divination dice to roll a 12 plus 7 plus
So
a
you're
D4,
you're going for 19.
plus a D4.
Oh, plus
Oh,
a
it's a
D4.
1. It's a
So
dirty
20, dirty 20.
So
Carlo has a 20.
with advantage, I have 23.
23.
with advantage, I got 15, so I'm out.
Mine's
17.
a 7.
So 23 is pretty high. It takes you. It's now getting quite late, and you're a bit concerned and want to head back. But you do come across one of your contacts sends you to this obscure tavern out in the middle of nowhere, where someone meets you, and they're like, "So you're selling dragon eggs?"
We might be. Maybe if we found someone in the market for them.
Well, you see,
we
I
might be able to.
work as an intermediary. I have to take my car as well, you see. You'd have rolled... The DC was 25 to actually find the eccentric crazy man. But you rolled high enough to get the next person down, right? I can arrange a sale of sorts if you wanted to. You will need to bring the goods back here tomorrow, and I can arrange an evaluation in the morning.
Back here tomorrow. That may be a problem. We need to be on the road tomorrow.
So you've got it on you now, have you?
It's safe in a pocket dimension of sorts.
Clever thinking. Because anyone could rob you at any time, of course. You look around now. Make a perception check, Carlo.
Oh, Arlo's not got great perception. That's a 10 minus 1, 9.
Carlos?
Me,
Yes, Carlo.
7.
Okay, so yeah, you don't see anything. You don't see them. You see movement in the background. You're clever enough to know that there's probably not just him on his own. Yeah, I could. You need a quick turnaround. I mean, we could do that. There'd be a cost, of course. I need to speak to one of my colleagues, but we would definitely be interested. Let me just. And he sort of like turns his back, and you hear him mumbling something. Turns back round. I think we could come up with some kind of agreement. You show me the merchandise, and I will bring the payment. Depending on the size of the egg, the quality of the egg.
That seems perfectly reasonable, but I have to take precautions all of my own. You understand? If you give me a minute, I'm just going to not read your mind. I don't invade your privacy, but I do want to just detect your surface force and just ensure that your intentions are genuine. If you wouldn't mind.
Make a persuasion check.
You understand? I need to take precautions.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, that is a. Straight 10.
10. Don't know about this mind business. I'll keep my thoughts to myself. You keep your thoughts to yourself. I mean, you could do the surface thoughts anyway. You only would need his permission at a save roll if you wanted to delve deeper. He wouldn't know on the surface either way.
Yeah.
His surface thoughts, as you say that, is very much like, we could earn some big money out of this. I mean, they're in a rush. We could definitely get a swift turnaround on this, and we can make a pretty penny. So he's not out to rob you. He's just out to rob you.
Okay. So what I need you to do is just hold on 1 second. Have you got a small room I could just go into quickly? Trade secrets, you know.
That could be arranged, and then he gives a little wave to the barman. Eventually, you get guided into this little antechamber.
Yeah, so I asked Carlo to guard the door on the other side, right? So while I'm in there and no one's there, cast the mansion, go into the mansion, retrieve one of the eggs, which I'll put in a bag of holding, come out of that room, come back, and I don't even know how this would work in a bag of holding, but literally open a bag of holding so you can see the egg there.
I think you'd have to pull it out, because you have to put your hand in and choose it.
We'll pull it out.
Also,
on the table.
the campaign's ended because the eggs aren't really eggs; they're bags of holding with eggs. No, they're not. It's a bag of eggs. Boom! So he looks at it and he's like, "Ooh, you actually got one." Yep.
Top grade stuff, I assure you.
I could definitely find someone to buy one of these.
And I have you know, it is especially valuable because it's
and I look from side to side.
It is a black dragon's egg.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, that's. I know my eggs. Don't you worry. I knew that. Make an insight check.
Is Carlo here? Can you help me?
The two of you are there. You can both make an insight check if you want.
Insight. That's 12. 13 minus 1.
Dirty.
So you realise, Arlo, that he does know his eggs. You genuinely believe that. Carlo, only you know this, but from what you can see from his body language and everything else, he is definitely out to rob you for money. He's going to well undersell you. When he said collector, you did feel that. I think with a 20, I would say if Quent was to pull you aside and say, "Is he going to sell this to a bad person?" Your answer would be probably. but not. You don't get the gist that this is going to sell. Cultists wouldn't necessarily buy eggs. You don't feel this is going to go to cultists. You feel that this is probably going to go to it is going to go to a rich person, but probably a rich person that is. It's probably one of the criminal underlords that will put it on display. You feel that this is definitely an illicit. This isn't. You don't know though. He'll sell it to the highest bidder, but that highest bidder could be a criminal overlord. It could be that. But this is a guy that's out for money, so it's definitely not going. You wouldn't have thought to the cultists because they don't have lots of money. And you don't have to tell anyone that. You're the only one who got it. Okay. So you bring the egg out. He looks at it. He's like. Obviously, you understand if we need this money right now, you need this right now. I'm not carrying that much on me. I could probably, at a push, and again he turns around, and this time he doesn't. You see that he whispers, and he does it, and you do read his lips. He's like, "What do we think? We can get this one, yeah." And you don't hear the message that comes back because it's obviously some kind of magic that's going on. He turns around and he goes. I think a fair overnight swift deal, I can pay you right now, cash in your hand, 1,000 gold.
1,000 gold? For this? My God, armies would sacrifice themselves for an egg like this. In fact, that's kind of how we acquired it. I couldn't part of it for less than 3,000 gold.
Oh, like a bit of a haggle. So make a persuasion check.
This is the worst person to me to go.
I can't believe you've not got Ashrin helping you on this at all. He's just in the back, you know what I mean? We always have the
That's a
best person
16,
for the
so
job.
that is 15.
15, okay. Working on a mathematical point of view. As is always the way in these deals, I offered you one, you wanted free. Right now, shake our hands, end of the deal, £2,000 right, 2,000 gold, 2,000 gold, and I'll take this egg off your hands.
I'm gonna look to my left to Carlo, and I'm gonna whisper to him.
What did you think, Carlo? You think we should take the deal? Or could we squeeze?
I don't even know how much these are worth. I was just gonna suggest breakfast.
The hell with you then. I need Taser back. My dear Taser.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at the middleman, and look him in the eye and say,
Dear.
put my hand out.
So it takes about a minute, and someone runs from out the back, bag of gold. You open it up, do a little count. Do you do a count, actually?
Would do a count.
Yeah, there is exactly 2,000 gold in a bag, in platinum pieces. And he says that this is for you, and I believe that is for me. And he picks it up, pulls out his own bag of holding, puts it inside. Pleasure doing business with you, gentlemen, and good day.
Just wondering whether 2,000 platinum pieces puts me above my carrying capacity.
You can give it to Gwen to hold on to.
I can hold them on, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, let's give it to Carlo. Hold on to. Amazing. I can hold it. He was never seen again. He just turns up in Sarge's campaign in like a month, loaded, full of all the really cool shit.
And then he
Right.
died.
Now to go buy spell scrolls instead. Okay.
Yes, sorry, Taze. So you, it's late. Do you want to head back to the church? How are you established? So you've got 2,000 gold
back.
in a bag.
Yeah. So we're going to put it in the bag of holding for weight reasons. Head back as fast as I can. Try and find Alfred. You know, try and get this resurrection happen. Oh, wait, no, I'd have to go back into the mansion in the other room, put Tazar's body in the bag of holding. Take that with me.
This is such a logistical nightmare.
Because I can't recast the mansion.
you cannot recast the mansion. So over the next half an hour, is everyone happy with this? I mean, everyone's just gone along with it. So I'll assume that your characters have stayed as quiet and is as bewildered as Quent's eyes were for the majority of that, as you illicitly sell a black dragon egg into the Waterdeep black market, the black dragon egg market, and made yourself 2,000 gold, slightly dodgily, but with good intentions.
I mean, Carlon was going to make it for breakfast. I was just going to smash the eggs originally, so yeah.
It's true. I mean, you've done well. And then in the next when the next campaign starts with a black dragon attacking Waterdeep, you'll know why it happened. So yes, you end up. It's late now. It's probably coasting past 10 in the evening. So the first thing you need to do when you get to the doors of the temple, it is closed.
Right.
You say closed, but
Not loudly.
Closed is only a point of view.
Tsitsi knocks loudly.
Okay, so you're knocking
Hello?
loudly.
Hello!
Make me
Annoyance check.
an annoyance check, which we'll call for the sake of annoyance performance.
Is anyone going to help me? Try
I
and wake people up?
Yeah, I'll help. Be noisy.
There you go. So you both
Do you,
gonna,
do you have
you both
prestidigitation or something?
both of you make performance checks.
Ooh. 2.
19 plus 3, 22.
So I'd like that you turn to Carlo, and he's thinking, I'm about to pick this lock and we'll just go in. And you're like, no, I'm going to knock. And you're knocking, going, I can make lots of noise. Hello, hello. And then Ash just lets off this huge noise with a spell. And it's almost like fireworks going off outside. And you're like, oh, that was a good idea. Good work, Wonder Boy. And eventually someone comes to the door. Yes, can we help you? It's a bit late. We don't really do any kind of services at this time of night.
I know
Even though
it's
there's
late.
Is it morning? Sorry.
I know it's late, but I feel I do not have much time, and I desperately need your services. You see, my good friend, he was murdered most foul by dragon cultists. I need your help to resurrect him before it's too late. We got a friend of mine to
What do you call it? What's it? Something repose.
Yes.
Protect. You can say that, yeah.
to put on.
Whatever repose spell that is.
Gentle.
But it's run out soon. His life will fade away. It's only moments, near minutes, I believe, until my friend is gone. I have the money. I have everything you need to resurrect him. I just need you to help us, please, please.
Yeah, you need to speak to the you need to speak to Oberon, the High Septum. He'll be able to do that. It's nothing I can do. And he comes back. Yes, I see you've come back. It's a little late, but it's never late in the day for a transaction, I suppose. Have you managed to sell your egg and bring us some money?
Ola says he has, and he just pushes 1,000 platinum pieces or 2,000 platinum pieces equivalent into his hands.
We have money. Help us.
Well, it's 1,000 platinum, whatever it translates to, 1,000 gold, 2,000.
So it was 2,500 gold that you needed.
So it would be divided by 10. It's 200 platinum pieces.
Yes. So you need 50 more platinum / 500 more gold.
Persuasion.
Please. This is
So
all the
in the
money that
first
we have.
instance, he's going to say, he'll look at it and go, this would cover the spell ingredients. I need to know why I should bring this person back.
Taser was a kind soul. He never hurt a fly. He was always a steward protector of the old and infirm. He was a good man and a good friend, and this world is the darker without him. Please, sir. Please.
And he kind of looks at the money, looks at it, he goes, we only do these services, you see, because for people that have... what has he done? What has he achieved? What is he going to do? Is he a good man?
See, he was killed by dragon cultists. We're on their trail. Believe that we can stop them resurrecting Tiamat or worse. But we need his help. I fear that we will not be strong enough to stop it without him. The very balance of the world is at risk. That is what he can do for you. To save not you, but half of the Swordwind coast from dragons and destruction.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh, you should. Persuasion is terrible.
I know.
That's 14.
Yeah, it was because of that. It was also a low DC. He's like, he looks at them and he goes, "Well, we're always willing to help the Sword Coast. Do you have the body?"
I grab the bag of holding and I pull him out by his feet.
Drink.
And I drag this guy, who's just bedraggled, still wearing his armor and everything. Just drag him out.
Oh, Taser!
Grab his head and just pat it.
Oh, Taser! Taser! It's almost here. Almost here. You'll awake with us soon. Poor Taser.
So they spend about 10-15 minutes setting up a ritual spell. 10 minutes, because that's how long it takes. And he goes, in order to bring him back from the other side, we will need to perform a spell. We need to perform a ritual. And I will need 3 people to bring something to the ritual, maybe something personal, and to bring something to the ritual, whether it be a memory, whether it be an item, and then we'll see if we can tether his soul back to his body. So there is a challenge for this, which is the way that Crit rolled it, but I really like it rather than just having unlimited spells, and the DC will go up every time someone is resurrected. So we need 3 people. So I imagine that would be Arlo, Ash, and Quent, because you all knew Taser.
Mm-hmm.
So each of you need to decide something you want to bring to the ritual, and it can be, like I say, it can just be an item of his that he might hold on to. It could be a story. It could be a song with the bagpipes. It can be whatever you want to do. And Arlo, you can go first.
Arlo will pull out of his backpack or bag of holding, wherever we had that, a rapier. This rapier is corroded and pitted, and yeah, it's a -1 rapier at this. It's not as sharp as it used to be. Put it down, he'll say,
This was his favorite weapon. He always thought that one day he would repair it and stop using that blasted short sword again. For me, it represents his hopes and dreams, the potential of what could be, not what was.
Okay. So what are you doing? Are you putting it in his hand and...
well, we'll put his hands on his chest like that,
Yeah.
holding the rapier, up along his body in a very heroic pose.
I would say you're gonna. So I would say make a persuasion check.
Persuasion check.
Because
Not
you're
an
trying to
investigation check.
No, you're trying to put it into him. And you're trying to say, "Come back to the body with this item." Each of you has to make a different check as well. By the way, so
Can I use
go
guidance?
with? You can use guidance. Yeah. You can guide yourself as you try and guide yourself to do it.
Right. That is a 19 plus 2.
Okay. The DC, by the way, for all the checks is 11.
So that's a 21 for me.
So you put it in there and you say, "Come back," and you feel that maybe somewhere he still heard this, and that the sword there has helped. Who wants to go next?
I look at Asherin and I say,
Can you feel that, Ashen? I can feel it. It's almost like it's returning to us.
What on earth can I do?
I'll be there. Carlo.
Well, you
actually,
broke up
still
there. Say that again.
I'll me and Carlo there, because if so, I'm going to cast Bless on the other 3 characters
So if you want to cast Bless on the 3 of them, they will get a D4 on their next ability check.
Yeah.
That's a good shout, that.
A really good shout. Quent or Ash, who wants to go next?
I'm just trying to think what I could do.
Well, while he's thinking, I will regale about the story of the time that he made the perfect shot in that mission we were on, that secret one we're not supposed to talk about. You know, the boom headshot mission.
That was the one where he got to be a sniper, but Eagle wasn't actually here for that.
Yeah, that's interestingly enough.
He got to live out his dreams sniping everyone from a half a mile away.
Yeah.
So
Well, the priest don't know that.
you're singing a song, so you definitely can make a performance check with advantage because you have your new bagpipes.
Poor people listening. An advantage, you said. Yeah. That was good. Nat 20 and free advantage. Okay.
Oh, nat 20. So that's a crit win, everyone. And so that's 2 successes. So we don't even need we actually needed to have 3 successes or 2 potentially, but 3 successes without Ash. So Ash, you're deliberating. You're like, you don't know what you can bring to this, and you know that it's important that you bring something. And as you're doing this song breaks out, and it's so eerie with the bagpipes playing. And at the moment the song finishes and he tells this story, all of a sudden, the breath comes back to Taser's lungs. And he lays there breathing. Stable, unconscious, asleep, but breathing. And we're going to take a break.
Oh,
Take a little
my God,
5
now
minutes.
Eagle's got a decision.
So, Eagle, in the next... So, basically, you have a decision to make. If you want to dig out Taser's character sheet during the course of the next part of this.
That's what I was when you asked me, and that's what I got slightly distracted at. Loading tape.
You're breaking up
yes.
quite a lot. So, you need to try and have a look at that in the small little break.
Yeah.
So, basically, if you want to now, you can play Taser. Alfred can become a brewer and travel back to Baldur's Gate with Bade. That's an option. If you feel you're going to be around and want to do Taser for a bit, Taser can rejoin. Alternatively, if you really want, Taser could decide that after a near-death experience, he's going to just go off wandering, and you can keep Alfred or neither. So I'll give you a few minutes to make that choice. Everyone else, I'll give you a few minutes to get a drink. And we'll come back. We'll have about 45 minutes to an hour. So I've got to about 1:45. So yeah, we've got about an hour left where we'll just begin our journey north after a little sleepy time. So guys, let's head back. What I'll do as well, because for the sake of brevity, I will say that you head back to the camp. It's late. You do see new horses and a new wagon in the cultist area. They are still there. If you want to rest up and sleep, you can also make a decision if you want to sleep in shifts and keep an eye on things. Have a think about that whilst we take a break. But you can all push the long rest button.
It's bio time.
So we can long rest right now.
I'm happy to do that. Yeah, there's going to be anything that does happen in the night, if anything, wouldn't affect that. It's fine.
Can I ask where the gold went to?
All the gold went in the resurrection. The whole 2,000 paid for the resurrection.
He wants to pickpocket people.
I want to rob the monastery or whatever.
Do you know what? I mean, we will do that when we get back. Let's take a little break.
Yeah.
And we can try and do that when we get back. It's a big bag of cash, is all I'm saying. We'll talk about it when we get back.
Right.
Not since Keenan and...
And we're back.
We're back, and we have a So at the moment, what are you doing with Tazar's body, who is currently unconscious? He's asleep, and will sleep through the night and then take his long rest.
We can't put him in the mansion. Bagger holding, he'd suffocate. So he's on the back of Bessie, I think.
Okay.
Ooh. No, we need someone stronger than Arlo to hold him on the back of Bessie. It'd be on the back of Quintzor.
Oh, well, that's just get us back to camp, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you get back to
Drag him
camp.
back.
I could probably maybe carry him, but I'd be.
So he's on the horse. You
Put him on
ride
the
him
horse.
back. You get back to camp, no problem. You sleep. Now, one thing we wanted to do is, as everyone rides off, so Carlo, I would say, make me an intelligence check. Straight intelligence.
That's an automatic fail.
12.
With a 12, you suspect that trying to steal money that you've just paid to someone that they're carrying very carefully it'd be very difficult to steal. You can still attempt it, but it would be an incredibly high DC.
And
I was just wondering.
penalty in Waterdeep isn't good.
Oh,
I
we
was
got a criminal code and everything.
I was just wondering during the resurrection where they put the gold, or if they haul it away, or if it's being used up by the spell.
No, it doesn't get used up. They take it, they bring out a diamond, which they use as the resurrection within the 10 minutes, and you can watch it. It is taken by a couple of they look pretty, that's what I'm saying. As you see them take it, you're thinking, they look like they might fuck me up if I try and fuck with them. So I could try and sneak it off them. But also, one thing that you do know is that clerics very much work on a wisdom base, and it's wisdom that affects how they see the world and perception. So their perception would be incredibly high. And they're carrying this money protectively in front of them. It's not like they're just throwing 2,000 gold in their back pocket.
Nah, then I wouldn't. I would.
It was doable,
penalty
but it
for
was a
getting
really
caught.
high DC.
Imprisonment for 10 days, damages up to double the cost stolen. That's theft from a temple of the gods.
Nah, I was just wondering where they.
Worth checking. Worth checking. Right, and then it is put in a back room, very safe. Yeah, this isn't treated. They obviously do this. They don't do this a lot, but they do this as a service. So they're obviously aware of the fact that it's something that could be dangerous. Back to camp. Everyone hit long rest. If you haven't already.
Yeah, I think.
Roll your divination dice.
11-7.
Excellent. Right, now so that's on my thing there. Are you keeping watch through the night?
I think it would be a good idea, especially now we've got a nominally until the morning at least weakened Taser with 1 HP. That's
okay. You keep watch. You don't need to roll per se, because finding you are keeping watch. It's a new camp. It's a new area. Wagons turn up. Wagons go. The people that you sort of know are here in the morning. Again, the pretty early, everyone's up and about, and the guys are starting to head off to the north. You speak to Titkesh, who says that they're going. She advises pretty much what you knew already from the history checks and stuff that we had. This is a very dangerous road. It's the mirror has come out, and there'll be people working on the road, and you're going to try to pass it as best you can. They're actually working on the road. You do notice now that there's some more wagons that have joined, other than the wood wagon, that are construction wagons. And so, yeah, you start to move off in the morning in a northerly direction. I need someone to roll me a d20.
Is Taser awake?
So Taser wakes up. Yeah, he's fully rested. He wakes up the next morning.
Taser, Taser! It's your old friend Arlo. Wake up!
He slaps his face.
Have a 10.
You awake, Tazar?
Yep. Not bright, but what happened? I mean, where have I been? Where are we?
I mean, in general, you
It's maybe
decide for
hard to
yourself what you
believe.
have or haven't seen in that period when you were theoretically dead.
It may be hard to believe, Taser. But you died. You're dead for
Look, think of this for a minute.
a month, 2. It's taken a long time for us to resurrect you. We're here up in Waterdeep heading towards Neverwinter, following these dragon cultists, the ones the very same that killed you. What was it like, Taser? Or the other side?
Very strange. Weird.
Strange and weird.
Did it smell like a basement in a mansion? Yes.
A little bit.
I really thought it was going to be me that died during that fight, but somehow it ended up as you.
So you're on the road. You make discussions throughout the day on obviously. So see, here's the thing.
Yeah.
On what you said, you are heading out the next day. So are you for now following with Alfred, or what is the plan? That's why I said about the decision, because obviously we're still going to go for another 30 minutes to an hour,
See,
and the caravan is leaving.
Before leaving, I would have said, met Carlo and Alfred and asked if I've been replaced. And
There's no replace.
yeah,
You're still on your mission.
but because I'm not quite, I've got that exhaustion. I'm still a bit. Yes, I might be full HP, but I'm a bit, dazed, shall we say? And Alfred came along, and now obviously we got Carlo. So yeah, I mean, short period of time. Yeah, maybe travel along with, and we make sure that one of them is set for the next session.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we did set off, we could say they both go, because obviously Tazar's really exhausted at the moment, so he's just coming along not really knowing what's going on. But then it's at the end of the session, he could decide, no, I'm too weak, I'm going back, or
Alfred could die in the first encounter.
well, Alfred could die, or Alfred could go, no, it really is too dangerous up here, I'm going to go back and brew beer.
Yeah, that makes sense. So for now, Alfred's looking after, having done a resurrection, Alfred is looking after Tazar. So both your characters are on a horse right now. You're riding a horse as Alfred with Tazar on the back,
Floppy
who is
crackers.
currently a little bit crap and feeling rubbish. And at some point, I imagine he asks one of the wood guy if he can lay in the back on the wood and have a sleep.
What, Arlo?
With Arlo, who's already there sleeping.
Oh, yeah.
And presumably Carlon's with Lay?
Yeah.
Because I don't think Carlon's actually got a horse, has he?
No.
He does not. You could have bought one, but we didn't.
No.
So-
I didn't think about that.
Carlo buying, he would have stolen one.
I mean, he could have stolen a horse. He could definitely have stolen. Maybe he still will. So for the sake of brevity, we're going
avoid him, so he could go with Lay.
Lay is on the wagon. Arlo is sleeping on the log wagon, which is currently off camera. So we'll just move him over. We'll just move him over here and hide him. The wagon progresses through the day. I need someone to roll me a d20, please. Who hasn't rolled one yet?
I did the beginning one. Quent, do you want to?
12.
Oh, okay. Tazar / Alfred.
I think if you're doing that, you need to declare who's rolling it for the modifiers.
Probably not for this.
No modifier on that yet. You're all good. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. 1 second. Da-ba-da.
If it's
Right,
just a
so...
clear 20 shouldn't matter.
Have we decided who joins me with the perfume guy?
You can discuss it now.
Well, whoever wants, I guess.
I mean, the only person it could be is Arlo, or Tazar, or Alfred. I would say that if Alfred is looking after Tazar for Arlo, Arlo will have to take the shift and be miserable about it.
Yeah.
I will say to Arlo.
It's been a long time since I've done physical labor, but I'll roll up my sleeves and I'll do my best.
And then immediately falls asleep.
I would discuss payment with Arlo. I say, I know the rest only got 5 gold for this. I got us a better deal, 5 gold up front and 5 gold afterwards for whoever joins us. So I hand him 5 gold.
Make a deception
I want to insight check that.
Make a deception check. I love the fact he's the most dishonest harper in the history of the harpers.
21.
Deception 21.
Now, my insight is -1, so unless I crit this... Oh, it's a 13.
Oh, I thought that was a natural 1 for a second. That would have been amazing. An actual 0. Yeah. You're chuffed.
Carlo,
Oh, that's more than
I
everyone
like
else
the
is
jib.
getting.
I like the cut of your jib. Good thinking, that. If I could just have the 5 up front, then we'll get off and help, shall we?
Okay.
I'm just going to add 5 goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First day goes off without a hitch. Cultists keeping themselves to themselves. Rest of the wagon seems to be getting quite friendly. Everyone's getting on. It's the start of a new journey. As some of you all know each other, the new people that come in, Carlos spends most of his first day riding on the wagon with obviously now Arlo. I just moved his token. Let me move it back now. Arlo is riding alongside on Bessie. And Lay is a wonderful host, almost. He regales you with tales of his journeys. Yes! He's very much... Picture like Eddie Murphy in Coming to America. He's basically that character. And he's loving it. He has just a little crazy little hat on today. He's got the most wonderful decorative clothing. In whites, blues, and golds, and he's so out of place, and you're kind of wondering why on earth is he traveling up to through this city. But Neverwinter's a big city and it's upcoming, so yeah, he's there. He's taking his oils and his spices. It's a wonderful day of being regaled by tales of where he got these spices from and these crazy oils and what they do. This one is great for your back. Excuse me, you put it on there, and any aches or pains miraculously go away.
So are they magical then?
Everything is magical to the beholder. By the way, don't meet a beholder. Beholders are terrible things. So yeah, and that day goes by.
Good for your back, you say. How much would that be? I mean, I get awful backache these days.
He goes, as you were helping me, I'll let you. Let me. And he puts some on his hands to apply it to your back. Do you let him do it?
Yes.
Lift your shirt up, and he rubs it on your back. Roll me a d20.
That's a 3.
You genuinely feel like it's helping. Like you're like, ooh, already that's working. Ooh, maybe you will buy some of this oil.
Felt this spry in years.
I mean, I could sell you this one bottle for 1 gold.
You know what? You have a deal there. This stuff is magic.
So add a bottle of back relief oil. It doesn't exist. It's just it is what it is. Does it work? Who knows?
I assumed it didn't.
You're breaking up. Say that again.
Look back. No, I assume it doesn't work. Sorry, it doesn't exist. Right. Add custom item.
Rest of the day goes off without a hitch. And as night descends, we arrive on a new map.
New map.
We have finally arrived.
It's a very nighttime map.
Now, I always have to check this because it doesn't always work, and I do sometimes do it. Do. So I've moved you there, but I don't think your character's there yet, so let me do that first. I thought I did add you to it, but maybe that was before. So now let me just throw... I've got to do the right floor.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Let me
Because
add
it's a black
each of
square,
you
that's why.
to the map. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Theoretically, I need a 6th.
Does someone have a match? I need some light.
It is nighttime when you arrive, by the way. But there should be... I didn't put light. Is there light on this map? Okay. It's annoying when it doesn't automatically give you vision, which is just weird. All your characters should always have vision. I don't know why they wouldn't.
Oh, I can see myself.
Yeah, that's all you should see at the moment. Okay, he's already got vision. Vision. Just turn your visions on. None of you emits light. Who sees in the dark?
I
Arlo.
have dark vision.
Sort of.
It doesn't matter, so I might put some lights on, but we may as well get this there. So,
I have
Arlo has night
goggles
vision.
of night.
There you go. Sorry about this, guys, that's watching, but we're just going to quickly get some vision. And vision.
Hazar can see in the dark, even though he's probably not well enough to do it at 60 feet. So maybe half that.
No, you still see it. Nothing changes on your thing. Your vision's fine. So you got your vision, and you say Ash has night vision.
Hey, I see stuff now.
Okay. How do you... So you should just see yourself... Oh, you can see everyone's night vision. That's fine. Let me throw some light in it. Even though you arrive at dark, it's going to be pretty light. There we go. They've got a new thing to place light. How about that? Let's get some torches up in here.
I can see a very narrow cone with Carlos in it. Bologna.
Really? I've just put torches down everywhere.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
Just click on his character and press Control L. You'll see what he sees.
That is weird. What is going on with your token?
I don't know.
Can everyone else see okay? Rather than night vision, I hit limited field of vision and set it to a 30-foot cone.
that would explain it. There we go.
So everyone should see. If you can't see, let me know. Guys, I need to just quickly move over to my new, my thing. Not my new thing, my thing. Because we're moving into a new chapter. Carnarth Roadhouse. The convoy's destination is Carnarth Roadhouse. It's a compound that, as you discuss it, it's like a hostelry on the trade road between Waterdeep and Neverwinter. It was there for years. It's even been there since the day when trade flourished on this road, and it's fell into disarray and disuse since trade stopped. But it's now being rebuilt as part of the progress made by Lord Neverember, and it's now mostly repaired up and used as a supply depot and wagon park on the journey. And it's like one of the first stops before you really head into the mere. So you're now in the mere, and it's quite foggy, quite cloudy, and it is very dark.
Okay, so is the place open for business to get a room?
You arrive, and wagons are coming in, and wagons are being... As wagons come in, some of them are being unloaded to be moved to other wagons. The road builders and a lot of those wagons, all their stuff's being unloaded. Even though it's quite late, there's a lot of stuff happening.
Can we investigate for vampires?
You roll me an investigation check. And make a perception check to see if you see any vampires.
17.
You're fine.
Probably.
You do
So
not
you
see
see-
vampires.
You don't see vampires. It's all good.
Get the mirror.
As you
out.
arrive in the courtyard,
All got reflections. in it.
you see a lot of crates, barrels, supplies, things being unloaded. If everyone wants to make me a perception check quickly.
23.
Nope.
8.
3.
23.
6 ain't gonna do fuck.
Oh, Taser,
I'll
yours is
pick
at disadvantage.
Yeah, don't even roll with Taser at the moment. Just roll with Alfred.
I point to Taser and go, I see previously dead people.
I'm just trying to now find all my bits for this. It's a whole new character. It's a whole new chapter, guys. So you have arrived, and I need to go to that one. There we go. You arrive from the south, and as all the things, as you're all brought into the compound, wagons are brought in 2 at a time for unloading, and then moved outside for parking. The compound's crowded with food, lumber, and a myriad of other supplies. Mostly materials that can be left outside exposed to the cold. Anything, and wet weather, because it's very damp, it's very miserable here. Anything of value is being taken off of the wagons and stored safely into the warehouse. Ash, you particularly watch as the cultist wagons are being unloaded to see if you can see anything happen. And you spot that materials that left exploding are stored in the warehouse. Anything values kept. And so everything's going into the warehouse, and you notice that a lot of the cultist stuff appears to be put in a separate room inside the warehouse. You're able to look in the warehouse and see that there's actually a almost like what looks like a separate storeroom within in the warehouse area, which the cultist stuff is being put into.
Okay. I shall.
So-
You notice on the top there's a burly half orc whose name you pick up in the first sort of like 10 or 15 minutes whilst things have been unloaded. His name is Bogluck, and he appears to be the person that's organizing all of the unloading and loading within this area.
Okay. So I'm going to mention to Carlon that the cultist stuff's gone in the other thing. Is his... What was it you had? A spider or something or other?
Yeah, that should still be in the...
I was going to say, is that still
Right.
going to be in that goods that were unloaded in there?
Yeah.
So do I still sense my spider friend? Is
You move
she-
within range. You sort of move over toward that area, and you do. Yeah, it's in there. Still all closed up.
Spiders have dark vision. But anyway, right now.
So what are you guys doing?
I was going to say, so yeah, right now, So does it look like this place has rooms, or are we still camping?
It has rooms.
I think after camping for a few nights and that, I think we should treat ourselves to a room.
Can we get a room close to the cultists? I just assume they also stay here if their boxes are being put here.
Yeah, I mean, you see that most of them walk over to Boglock, and he points them in a direction, and they all seem to go over and get their rooms, and they are definitely staying in a block.
Right. Well, we'll wander up to him then and go. Could we have some rooms? What's the situation? How much are we talking?
Rooms are about 5 silver. If you want a room, if you want a couple of rooms, it'll be 10 silver. 3 rooms, 15 silver.
Okay, I'm getting your price scheme here.
Are our rooms paid by the perfume guy?
Yes. He goes over to you and he goes, I've got our rooms sorted. We're upstairs. I'm just on one of the corner rooms. If you want to follow me, if you're busy with if your friends are here, it's just the first room on the left at the top of the stairs.
Okay, so that's you and Arlo.
Kind of like here.
So I guess we should probably pay for one, just so we've got a couple of rooms. So yeah, I think we'll just have one between the rest of us. Should be fine. Want to keep an eye on Tazar. He's still looking a little bit out of sorts.
I guess the room maybe is big enough for 1 or 2 more people. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's pretty big rooms. You can get a big room. As you speak to one of the sort of stewards going around, they're able to point you in a direction. Labourers are carrying crates.
Right, I've knocked 5 silver off.
I'm just trying to find the little bit about... It's weird because I've been in the same chapter for so long. Now trying to find stuff is really difficult. I'm trying to find the bit that tells you about the person. He's there. There we go. Yeah, you end up speaking to someone called Ardred Brifew. Who is the commander of the area, and he points you to one of the lower sort of people whose name we'll find later, and he takes you up to your room, and it's a big enough room. It's a big enough room for how many of you is there?
Well, assuming we've got 2 rooms, so nominally Arlon and Arlo with the perfume guy, and then the other 4 of us.
Perfume goes in his own room. Carlon and Arlo are in their own room. Would have their own room, which is which is this room here. This is your mate's room, Leia, and then that leaves you guys to take a room if you want to take a room, and they were able to give you this big room just over here.
Yeah, I mean we can't see those rooms, but can see where you're pinging.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you've got a room? Are you going to your rooms?
Are the rooms close enough that Carlon can still connect with his spider?
What's the range?
100 feet.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think we probably need to investigate that warehouse space. So if we can do it remotely initially, see whether it's worth going in person or not. Obviously, me and him are
But you should say that.
Harper's mission.
Yeah, but there's.
Funny you should say
probably-
that, Ashwin. I've got a bit of scrying going on that I could help with.
So I can literally create a sensor in the room with sight and sound.
Now, which room are you doing? Are you going to do one of the cultist rooms? Are you going to do the strong room?
Are there still moving boxes in there, or is it now closed off? And
As the night goes on and you're all moving to rooms, the area is still really busy in the foyer area, and there's lots of people moving around. Quite a few people seem to be heading to what looks like, within the upstairs, there appears to be a almost like a bar kitchen area where a lot of people are going to hang out and have drinks, etc. Yeah, so you can do what you like. What you do notice is, once the cultist stuff had been unloaded into the other room, no one else's stuff seemed to go in there. You did roll really high. Sorry about that, I wasn't expecting to talk.
Yeah, so before thinking about putting a sensor in there, Arlo would ask Carl on whether he can hear anything through his spider.
yeah, but if I do that, I don't hear or see anything myself anymore. So I prefer to do that from my room or maybe from the bar while I'm acting like I'm drunk or something.
No, I think go up to the rooms initially. Yeah, they've pointed where the rooms are. We can always go out and have a drink in a bit, but you always go and pack your stuff and look in the room first anyway, don't you?
Yeah, true.
So when you go in your rooms, you realise that this is shared rooms. None of them are private. They're all open fronted. They have kind of like, some of them have loose fitting kind of doors-ish, kind of more like almost like blankets or beads or something. Each room has bunks enough for 4 people. The larger rooms will sleep 6. So you would have had plenty. So with Tazar, Alfred, and Quent and Ash would all go in one. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've all got a 4 bunk room between you. Each bunk has a trunk at the end for your belongings.
Is that trunk near the door or near the, at the end of the room?
Just next to each bed, there's a little trunk. So kind of up by your head, by your pillow. Each like a bedside table that's also doubles up as a trunk if you wanted to put your belongings in it.
So they're not on top of each other beds. They're separate.
Maybe some. I think possibly bunks as well, but then they'd still have the almost like the lockers next to them.
And just be like, don't put me on top because I don't want to be the one being squashed underneath.
Yeah, I certainly don't want to be the one underneath, Gwen.
Oh, you're chicken.
Well, I would like to go and look at the room.
So you're gonna look. So you're gonna do it from the spider, yeah? Now the spider was locked in a box.
No,
Yeah.
I will first go to my room, and then.
Yeah, so you've each got into your rooms. You've found your area. You two, so Arlo and Carlo, is that right? Arlo and Carlo in one room, and everyone else in another room. You're unpacking quickly and putting anything you want wherever you want for a brief second. If you want to sit on the bed and look at through the eyes of the spider, you can.
Yeah,
I'll
pretend to be
do
having a
that.
nap.
Yeah, something like that.
The spider is in a locked box.
Yeah, but it's a very small spider. Is there a crack or something in the box, or like a hole where they hold the box with, or something that it can crawl out?
Good question. I would say make me a dexterity check. See if you can squeeze through a crack.
For me or for the spider?
For the spider.
So the spider has a +2 on dex. I rolled a 1.
It can't get out of the box. It's just a really well sealed box, and it's quite full. If there are holes maybe further down within it where they lift it from, it's so full of stuff that he can't find a way through. And as you try, it's just too difficult.
But I can still see from it, right?
You can see within it, and it is dark, and you do not have dark vision.
The spider does.
But then you can see within the crate, but you can't see out of the crate because the crate is sealed.
Okay, then I disconnect again and I move within. Well, so the area is somewhere here or here, probably.
What you're looking for? So this is where everything was unloaded into. This is like the warehouse where you looked and everything was being loaded in. The bar is above it directly, and then this room here is the kind of locked area where the where you saw everything go.
I will go sit up right above that area at the bar, and I will cast my mage hand to open the box that my spider is in.
Now this is a question for everyone that can look as quickly as possible.
And
Do you have to see where you cast mage hand?
No. A
Pretty
spectral
sure.
floating hand appears at a point you choose within range. The hand lasts for the duration or until you dismiss it as an action.
Okay.
So it does not say.
It
you
does
have
say
to see
within
it.
range rather than as you can see. Yeah.
Okay, so it's spectral. It appears below. What I would say is, so realizing what you're trying to do, yeah. So what you're trying to do at the moment is you're trying to create a hand in an area of space that you're unaware of. You don't know where your crate is, and you can't see it.
Well, I can see through the spider.
You can see it through the spider from inside, but your mage hand is outside. Unless you want to create it inside with the spider, and then it could try and push out. Do you want to do that?
Question. With my Find Familiar spider, I can cast a spell with a range of touch. Normally, prestidigitation is not a spell with a range of touch, but if the spider is touching something, can I still assume that it should work?
Normally it says touch as part of its description. I mean, with a little bit of this and that, I mean, if you wanted to cast the mage hand where you can see it in the area where the spider is, because that's in an area that is within range, it's an area that theoretically you can see, so you can place it there, and then you can use the mage hand to try and break open the case. I will allow it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Make me a spell casting check. So that would be, as I just load your character up, because I was in someone else's. I used to have them all open. I'm a bit slow today. Oh, I'm not in characters, I'm in campaigns. Stupid thing. It was, if you've got a spell attack, it would be that. If you don't, which I don't think you do,
I don't.
It would be your Ben. Yeah.
It's a D20 with a +2 modifier then, probably.
Your spell would be +3 modifier because you have proficiency in spells. So it would be a +20, +3. With, I believe, your intelligence, actually.
I rolled 16.
Okay, that's fine. So I would say you summon that in there, and it's in there, and it pushes out, and you're able to pop the lid off enough. And you now, do you want to pop the lid all the way off, or just push it up enough so the spider can get out?
Just enough that the spider can get out.
That's easily done. So you do that, the spider can get out, and you can. And so, what is everyone else doing whilst he's doing this?
So if I know he's doing something, I'm just going to sit in the bar, have a drink, and watch.
So currently, it's more like a kitchen than a bar. It's like a kitchen area. There is some people that have got drinks on the go, etc. You do see a large stove in the evening. It's a common room. People gather to smoke, drink, swap stories, keep warm. It's very cold outside. Someone was saying that the reason they don't have any doors on any of the bunks upstairs is because they used to freeze closed.
Okay.
It's very cold outside. There's some cooking. One guy, a grumpy human, you do notice, is cooking, making food for everyone. And you do pick up that his name is Gristle Pete. And if if you're paying attention, I would say give me a cheeky perception check. Just Ash for now, who was paying attention. What are you doing, Quent?
I
6.
want food and beer.
Food and beer.
I think I was paying too much attention. To
Arlo.
If those cultists are still in the room, I'd try and cast clairvoyance to create a sensor in the room and see if I can gain some information about why they're there, or just hear what they're talking about.
Cool, we'll come to that in a sec. And Alfred. We'll assume that Tazar has already gone to bed to remove a level of exhaustion.
Yep. So I'll be just sitting with Hazel.
Make a perception check for me.
Sure.
Can I get my spider in the room?
We're coming back to that in a
nat
second,
20.
yeah.
Nat
Say that again?
20 plus 6.
Oof. Oof. Okay. So you are paying more attention than Alfred, sort of looking around the whole room. You're paying attention. You spot Grizzle Pete. And at one point, Grizzle Pete's talking away to someone, and he's sick of it. He's being kept up at nights, and he wants everyone out early tonight. He's not having all these people sticking around late because he wants to get to bed because he's been kept up at nights with those bloody rats from downstairs.
This sounds like a side quest.
Right? So you pick up that.
Must kill 10 rats for Grizzly Pete.
That's, yeah.
Fireball!
So, meanwhile...
I'd say whether the thing's flammable, I said fireball.
Meanwhile, back to the strong room. Back to the strong room. The spider comes out, and you can see... So your spider has dark vision, yeah?
Yeah, but I don't have the spider at the map at the moment.
Let me do that. It's actually in there, believe it or not. I did put it in there. It's just on the wrong layer. Oh, no, it was on the right layer. I just don't think... I just put it on the wrong layer now. Map. Let's put it on the map layer. Who does that? Doofus. Token layer. Tokens. What it'll be is it doesn't have night vision, night vision. Done. I've got to set this on your tokens, naturally. So there's your spider in the room.
Yeah, so I will look around with the spider. I will tell that to the people that are sitting next to me at the bar or in the kitchen.
You do. So you see a lot of valuables. See a lot of the crates that appear to have been on the cultists thing, including the one that you just got out of.
Is there any special special valuable stuff or markings or?
I'm just reading.
Are there mountains of gold?
There are no mountains of gold. There are lots of crates, all of which are closed. There is a book. You see a book on a table, a ledger of sorts, which is closed. You do see in there, I mean, you do notice there are other things in there. Like you say, almost with Mark, you do feel that this isn't only the cultists' books. And in fact, if you make a perception check for me.
16.
So you spot two things. One, that some of the crates appear to be marked.
Is the crate that my spider came out, is that marked?
Yes.
Was it marked before?
Make a history check for me.
6.
You don't remember. You also, in the corner of the room as you're moving around, having a good look, you come across what looks like a crate that's not marked, but it looks weird, and you're not quite sure why. And then, as you kind of cast a web and get away from it a little bit, you realise it's at a weird angle, and you realise that this could be with your knowledge of traps, etc. You realise this may be some kind of secret trapdoor.
Can I cast Mage Hand and poke the trapdoor? Or disarm it, or whatever?
It's a trapdoor, not as in it's a trap, as in it's like a secret entrance.
Can I still try to open it with the Mage Hand?
Yeah, you spend a bit of time. It takes you a second because it's a really weird kind of thing, and as you play with it, all of a sudden you realise after it takes 20 minutes to figure out the mechanics of it. But it's kind of the cake when it's tipped. It becomes obvious, and the crate tips toward the north and being nailed to the floor. The crate feels solid. So basically, it's if you nudged it, it wouldn't do it. But with the correct tipping, it opens up, and there's a like a ladder down, is what you can see into an area. So that took about 20 minutes. So meanwhile, Arlo.
Yes.
During this, I would relay that to the people
Yeah.
that are sitting next to me.
Done that. Done that. Gonna probably do that. So, you spend some time setting this up, and you,
Yeah.
unlike,
So I get a basic. Sorry.
unlike where you would normally only pick out, if you're in the next room listening through the wall, you would only pick out 3 or 4 keywords. You have a bug in the room. You are basically watching a conversation, right?
Yeah. So what it would do was create the invisible object. Unless they've got true sight, they won't see it. See what's going on, and then switch from sight to sound to listen to what's going on.
So you pick up a general sense that some of their stuff is stored in the strong room. This appears to be where the way station to where things split, and in the morning, you gather that the wagons will be reloaded with different cargo, where it will keep heading north to Neverwinter. But the actual cargo they brought with them will be taken out through a secret tunnel into the bog by some filthy lizards, they call them. And this has all been, you do gather that this has all been overseen by the big orc Bogluck. What a spell. You
Right,
realise you wouldn't have got any of that information without that spell. You would have just got the words tunnel, strong room, lizard, and Bogluck. That's all you'd have got. Fucking overpowered bastards.
No, divination's quite good, especially for infantry campaign. So Arlo's going to quietly chuckle to himself and go, "You can't hide anything from Arlo. The old switcheroo. Yeah, can't outsmart me." So, I wonder, whisper. It's not called whisper, it's called message. So it goes 120 feet, can go through wood, stone, whatever. So I don't need to leave the room. But I will communicate this to Ashran. That we've overheard this. That they're going to switch out the goods. We shouldn't be following the caravan. I don't know where they're heading, but if we're trying to follow the goods, we want to go through some sort of secret tunnel that may be in the strong room.
Okay.
Lizard men, whatever that means.
Do we know if we are supposed to be following the goods or the cultists or both?
Your mission was very much to see where they're taking it was all about following the caravan to see where they're taking the stuff they've stolen.
Okay, right.
And why they're taking it.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I would say that by the time he's watched that room long enough to do that, that's the same amount of time that we open the trapdoor. So as he tells you that, so Ash, you're there, and all of a sudden you've got this message from Arlo, and then Carlos has been like, "Oh, and there's a secret tunnel in the strong room," and he's basically telling you the same information, but you're able to investigate and put 2 and 2 together to realize that that's the strong room. You've found the secret door, and so you now know what is happening.
Okay.
At this point, Pete's now getting a bit uppity, and he's like, and you already know this from what Alfred's told you. It's better. Come on, guys. Everyone's got to go. I need an early night. I'm sick of these lack of sleep from all that noise downstairs. Everyone out, and he's sort of kicking people out of the kitchen.
Okay.
I would tell my spider to hide somewhere in a corner, not close to those marked crates. Maybe between some bottles or something that he's.
So not getting back in the crate, just hanging around by some bottles.
Hanging
Okay.
out, and to give me a ping when he sees any movement or something.
Okay. What are
Can he
you
ping?
guys doing? Let's just get you guys back up here where you actually belong now. So each of you guys are in the bar/kitchen, and Arlo is up here. I think we said that was your room. No, that one. And that's you.
Yeah,
and
I think if you had
Tazar
your familiar
is
near
in
you, he could wake
that
you
room.
up potentially, but I don't think he can psychically ping you.
I can communicate telepathically with it within 100 feet, and additionally, I can look through its eyes and hear what it hears. So
I'll give it a rough idea of if he hears anything. We'll theoretically, yeah. So what does it say? Can it telepathically communicate with you?
yeah, well, you can communicate with it telepathically, but I guess it is a two-way street because else.
As you're within 100 feet, I will allow it. I will allow you to give it the command to stay there, and if something comes in, to alert you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
What are you doing?
well, we'll initially just call Carlos and Arlo into our room so we can have a quick powwow.
I've actually got you in the. Is that way? That's the upstairs. Yeah. Well, that's just confusing. The upstairs to the downstairs is very confusing. But yeah.
Well, we'll all go in the same room anyway. Have a quick chat. So,
Which I believe is going to be. I think I've said it's. This is the room. No, it's definitely these. Wait. Oh, it's so confusing. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I was going to say,
really?
why don't you figure
For
out
the sake
what
of
room-
brevity.
Yeah.
Let's just move. We'll say that Tazar's still sleeping in here, and we'll move everyone into the room. So what are you discussing?
Okay, so two things. One, how much longer have we got?
We're about done.
Yeah. So we probably won't actually enact the plan then. We could just. The question then is, do we, under cover of night, want to go and try and investigate that tunnel? Do we want to do it in the morning? Do we want to try and let Carlon have his spider go through, find out where the tunnel goes out, and rendezvous with it there? What are we thinking?
Ooh, just 1 second.
I don't think the spider would be a good choice because it moves pretty slowly, I would assume. But maybe a bird flight might be faster.
It's still a tunnel. Birds don't really do tunnels.
And you've got the problem of getting it in there, whereas the spider's already in there. I mean, if we don't mind Carlon getting exhausted, he could stay up all night and crawl down the tunnel with the spider. Well, up until 100 feet, I guess.
And I bet the exits are further away than 100 feet. So.
Yes, I realised that as I said it.
Real question is, do we explore the tunnel now or later?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do we want to do it now? How late is it?
It's getting so it's obviously dark. It's cold. As you gathered together, you were thrown out by Pete. Probably around about a little bit earlier than usual because he wanted sleep. So around about 10. You've now been discussing this for about 20 minutes so far. So maybe about half 10.
The cultists are also in their rooms then, probably.
Everyone's pretty much gone to their rooms. Yeah. You still hear moving around out in the main area as people there's still workers and people doing stuff, but in general, it's pretty much calmed down for the evening. There's so much of this place you haven't explored. You could go try to explore, or just go straight to where you want to go. It's all up to you.
Yes.
If only we had an assassin with us, I could just sneak in and get rid of some of those pesky people.
Well, they sleep with 4 people in a room. probably.
Yeah, just a little. And just sleep.
I mean, to be honest, at the moment, the cultists aren't the biggest issue. I would have thought probably more the orc. That's whatever his name is, Boglook. He's going to be. Presumably, he's still moving around and keeping an eye on things. I'm guessing he'll.
You don't know you're in your room.
If we start having to go up with that guy, then that's definitely going to ring some alarm bells around here. So
It is indeed.
yeah,
Yeah, might be a rogue mission.
It's now been about 45 minutes. You're still in deep discussion, trying to decide what your plan of action is.
What do you think, Harlan? Do you want to go with your spider? Do you want to try and go yourself? Or we wait until morning?
Well, I can get the spider in the trapdoor probably, but then have a look there. But like maximum 100 feet away.
That's probably worth actually just looking what's in through the trapdoor anyway. Yeah.
Well, then it's obvious. You should pick the lock on the door and explore it yourself.
We can probably do that, but then I'm alone there. Don't know what.
Don't worry, Calon. If you're caught, I will disavow any knowledge of you.
Well, you could send Poe on Carlon's shoulder so we can keep an eye on whether he needs help, and if he needs help, we can all rush down and help.
So we've got like a daisy chain of 200 feet of scene.
Yeah.
Carlo, at this point, you get a psychic connection to your spider as he alerts you of movement.
Okay, I will look through his eyes then, and I will relay the whatever there is to the rest of the group. But go on.
You see the trapdoor open. In fact, did you close the trapdoor?
Yeah, I only poked it with the mage hand, so it's probably closed again.
Did you close it? It definitely opened. You looked at. Did you close it?
I didn't specifically close it.
Would you have closed it?
Yeah.
I think you're clever enough to close it.
Yeah.
So they come up. They come up
you went
into
for
the room. So basically, you now see as the spider as the trapdoor opens, and 3 lizard-type characters start coming in, and they start to take boxes that are marked and start to lower them into the hole.
I will tell that to the rest of the group.
Okay.
Are we going to follow them?
Well, you could always, as your spider, jump back on one of them and see how far you get before it goes out of range.
I will.
I think we need to follow them. We can't raise the alarm. We need to find out where the goods are going.
I will definitely follow with the spider through the trapdoor before they close it.
I mean, they're gonna. Whilst you're saying this, it's gonna take. You see, they're getting quite a few boxes, so you estimate that this would take them somewhere in the region of 10 or 15 minutes to take all the marked crates down and load them with the people they have here. And you also hear more noise from down, so they're clearly lowering it to other lizards in the depths. So currently, there's a process going on. What are you doing?
I will stealthily take the spider through the trapdoor and look at the other side.
Make a stealth check.
$12.
You see a spider.
Is that the spider's stealth or yours?
That's mine.
Oh, what's the spider stealth?
The spider has a +4.
So what? I didn't see what you rolled. So
2.
Yeah.
So 6.
oh, okay. So as the spider kind of moves, the bottle it was behind kind of makes it makes a noise as it goes over it, and one of them kind of looks around and just spiders. Attacks it.
Rolls a hit.
Natural 20. So it's a crit success, everybody. And how many hit points has the spider got?
But it also has a standing order that he should go back to his pocket dimension when he is spotted. So I don't know if that works.
I will decide next session, because we're at the end of the session. So it goes to it. It either is destroyed and needs to be resummoned, which costs you some gold, or it makes it back. Roll me a d20. If you get more than 10, it disappears.
Yeah, you could sort it by initiative order.
Yes. Roll me a 20.
It's a 10.
I rolled a 13. So it's down. Spider's gone for now. You can resummon it in the future. Spider is now out of action. You know that. It broke connection. What are you guys doing? You now know this room's been unloaded. You could follow now. You could follow later.
You say session, so maybe start of next session we know where we're going.
Yeah, I'm thinking give them a couple of minutes so we're not trying to follow them directly. But if this is a tunnel, you can't imagine it's got that much, so we can sort of follow them after 15 minutes.
So you're going to wait a period of time, sneak down into the tunnel and try and follow.
Yeah, but we'll have the rogue sneak down first, and then we'll sneak down after.
Yeah.
Just because some of us have... Well, not me, I don't think, but some of us have got plate armor and stuff, so presumably we'll leave Tazar in the room to actually sleep and rest.
So that, and we'll make that decision next session.
And we can
So
make-
what we'll do is let's make some notes. Let's just go down here. So kind of. Spider dead.
Squished spider.
No cliffhanger, guys. I was hoping you was going to go to the room and then meet the things and have a big fight with them. But actually following them later is great. But you have to decide how later. You have to decide how you're going to get to the room. Are you stealthing there? Are you stealthing in? All these decisions for next time. So basically, currently, you know how the stuff's been unloaded and where it's going from here. You now need to decide how you're going to follow it. And Eagle, you need to decide who is following. Or, are you going to leave Taser here to sleep and then go off? Maybe forever. Or are you going to... Well, that's... You guys can decide by next session. So, Taser could go. I mean, he's already... I would say you can lose one level of exhaustion because you've had the rest from the day and you've not done anything. So I would say you've had a long rest during this period. So you're only on 2 levels of exhaustion with Taser, and you'll decide whether you want to play with Taser or Alfred for the foreseeable. And that's that, guys. No real combat, but we kind of got in 3 hours. We did 3 and a bit. We did all right. You got to the place that I thought you'd get to last time, and you did. This was actually, the word intrigue is great because it actually says in the introduction to this should play out like a spy campaign, a little spy novel section. There were so many little places you could have got clues to what was going on, but between the spider and I knew when you had the spider in the crate it was going to work one way, but between the spider in the crate and clairvoyance, I mean, this was it. I mean, who needs to have spies when you can just actually spy in a room with a spell, with sound, and have a spider where the actual crates were?
So before the next session, I need to chat, JJ, with yourself to find out what I have left, because I know people took certain things. As Taser, I wouldn't know that.
I'm sure people can give them back.
Yeah, I mean, that's irrelevant. And like you say, everyone's got it on them, so pretty much we would just kick you out at the start of the session. If you want to play with Taser, the way it would go is very simple. If you wanted to play with Taser, Alfred, I think at this point, would just say, if these guys are going that, he's going to make the decision to just go off with the brewer. He's got Taser here, you got him here safe, and now he's going to make his way back to that town before the brewer goes, and then he will just say his farewells Not even on the show, in the off
Yeah, I
period.
mean,
like, you guys will be going.
The construction wagons have come up here, unloaded their construction goods. They'd be going to back to
He's going to head back.
and head back with them.
Yeah, exactly that.
Or vice
If you decide
versa.
to do it the other way around, we can set Taser up to just recoup. We could set Taser to recuperate for a few days in the mansion, theoretically. But I don't know how it would work if things stay in there when you close it, or we could just disappear him off. We can do that if you want to keep playing with Alfred, but you need to make the decision who you want to play with, long term as well. I would say like we're going to stick with the character and go with it, kind of thing. Once you've made that decision, then next session either Alfred or Taser will stay, and they will then go, which will affect things like the start of the session, stealth rolls, etc.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll have all your shit. So you'd have your shit, you'd have your guns, all your bits and bobs. They kept it all in your room, so you'd have everything other than what a couple of people borrowed, which was just a couple of items. I don't think much went, and I'm sure they can all give it back.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think those potions of healing would still be there.
Yeah,
Okay.
So, well, I'll have a chat with the few other people, and yeah, I will. Yeah, make the decision before next.
Speaking of which, before I have to head, when is the next session? Realizing that some of us are going, hopefully, on holiday.
Oh, nominally, we penciled it in for the 15th of September, just before you went.
So we'll keep that penciled in.
That's assuming that's
good.
still all right with you.
Yes. I mean, at the moment, everything's up in the air.
Yeah.
Everything's absolutely up in the air. I've got no idea what's going on after the hospital yesterday. So it's just playing it as we play it, and
Yeah.
I hope to get to go on holiday when I get to go on holiday, not have to cancel. So yeah,
I
at
was
the
gonna
moment
say,
it's all.
'cause,
a
yeah,
bit
you've
shit.
got holiday. Just goes out from October. Yeah, so I think that's what we said is nominally make it to slightly less than a month. Go with the 15th.
Sounds good. So 15th it is. We'll be back, guys. I'll let you do your rolls and stuff. We'll be back on the 15th to find out where the stuff is going. And by the way, I'm only prepped not that far, so I need to do some serious prep. I'm only prepped about an hour beyond that tunnel. I think I didn't set up the next area because I knew you wouldn't get there in the session.
Well, that's at least
So,
two
yeah.
sessions then.
Yeah, you know what I mean? No, I mean, like, this session, I hoped you'd get to this roadhouse, which you did, and I wasn't expecting you to finish the roadhouse, which you did, because of the ease of the spells. You didn't have to do a lot of exploring. I was expecting you to be here for, like, a day or so, yeah, doing that, finding it, and heading straight out kind of skips a lot. There were 3 or 4 potential combat scenarios that could have happened in this roadhouse. It's amazing. Some of them may still happen, depends on rolls, so we'll see how we go next session.
We've still got to get to the secret
You've still
room
got
yet.
to get across a courtyard. That's the whole of the next session. Right, I'll leave you to do the rolls. I'm going to make sure the wife's alright and figure out what we're doing, and I'll be back in a sec.
Okie dokes. So, we actually didn't roll too badly, or too goodly, whichever way you look at it this time.
My neck is sore, honey. We're done.
So we only have 6 rolls, one of which no one entered, and 2 of which only DJ Novo entered. So they're easy. So we've only got 3 to roll, basically. So, Gwent, if you could do a D6, please.
3.
3 is Trace. And next up is roll number 3. Taser / Alfred. A D4, please.
Three.
And a 3 is also Trace. And last, Carlon, a D4, please.
3.
We like these 3s, don't we? But this time a 3 isn't Trace. This time a 3 is Paolo Woda. So, I think that's it. Let me just check. DJ and D rolls. No one rolled entries. Excellent. DJ and comp. So yes, and pot's still at $230, which, as I say, is clipped to $100 that we may or may not give out at the finale of the DJ comp, which will be in 3 weeks. Depends how long we're having for voting. We're going to play the final entries next Friday, aren't we? And then presumably 2 weeks for voting, or 1 week for voting because it's the final. I don't know. Some amount of something or others.
I don't know because I'm not in the know. I'm so far out of the know, it's unbelievable.
I don't think
If I
anyone
could
knows.
tell you, I would.
I don't think anyone knows. It's fine. We'll sort it. Be all good. And then yeah, if we remember to talk to Riggs and if we can give the money away, we'll give it away then. If not, it'll be Christmas, I'd imagine.
Is staff channel okay?
Is it okay? Would it not be okay?
We
Oh right, I see. You
Yeah.
can just say, "Can we raid out?" Yeah, I think we can raid out because I don't think anyone's due on right now, are we?
not
No.
Not
So
till-
I'll wait till I'm on the transition screen and then you can raid out. Yeah, yeah.
Who are we raiding?
It's probably going to be the
Yeah.
World Clubber. He's playing E1 Live.
Ah,
On theme, on brand. Yeah, makes sense. Have we done all the roles?
last time.
there we go. Right, guys. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I didn't realize on the stream you could just see that room. That's hilarious.
Yes. yeah.
Yeah.
Just all of us crammed in a little room.
A little tiny room that you're just like, what's going on in there? And Tazar sleeping somewhere else. Sleeping one off.
No.
I need to do lots of reading for the next session, guys. I've got like a whole chapter to read. And a whole castle that you can get to if you get there quick enough.
A castle. Ooh.
I believe so. Right, guys.
Spoiler.
Let's call that there. Let's stop the music. And you can tell everyone to go
Yeah.
somewhere.
Right. Bugger off, everybody. Right. Let's find where my end.
Well, no, because we are reading out. I'm currently just writing right now. Ready. We are ready.
Yep. I'll go to the end screen and play some music, and then you can raid us out. So
Cheers, guys. Have
Good
yourselves a
luck.
great week, and I'll see you all next Friday
next Friday for the mix-off
for the
layouts.
playoffs of the mix-off.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye bye.